does live to use Paul.
Yeah, you want that on record. Hey, how you guys doing, man? This is Joe D. And welcome Share a Beer Show 448. That's not too bad. I like that. 448 I could work with. Yeah, today is January 23rd, 2018. And welcome, man. We've got Bum, Mark, Paul, Tom in the show right now. We've got the chat room open. And well, I'll wait a few minutes. I'll go ahead and say hi to everybody. Bum, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Joe, all things considered.
And Mark, how's it going, bro?
Hey, I'm still vertical.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. And Paul, how are you, man?
Doing great.
Good. And Tom, how are you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. Enjoying a delicious brew.
Yes, exactly. Let's talk about what you're having real quick. What are you having, my friend?
Oh, I'm having something I've never seen before. Trash Panda.
Trash Panda. I've never even heard of it. Yeah.
From Parallel 49 out of Vancouver, Canada.
Wow, Vancouver.
I guess it's a hazy IPA. I guess it's their take on New England style.
No description in Untapped, but I can damn sure share everything else with you. Oof. Google share screen there is working a little slow today. There we go. Okay, so 1,700 total ratings on here, 266 in the last 30 days, 5.5% ABV, no IBUs rated, 3.77 bottle cap rating, man.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Let me see. We've got a nice color to it and stuff. Yeah, I like it. Some cool labeling on there. Is he pointing at us or what's he doing?
Oh.
He's got like one hand on something. What is that?
Is that a football?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, here's a better picture of it.
Okay. Looks like a fish. Yeah.
He's got one hand on a fish skeleton, but what is that? The other hand on, is that a phone or something, or what is that?
It might be a can.
It looks like he's got a little round dial there or something. I don't know. But it says, ladies and gentlemen, Trash Panda.
It's like a raccoon more than a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like a raccoon.
Yeah.
That's no panda.
That's no panda. That's a raccoon. That is a raccoon. You're right, Bum.
Oh, man.
False advertising. You know what? They better not let that guy that sued that Hawaiian brewery, he better not get a hold of this. They're screwed.
I wonder what happened with that.
Oh, what happened is what's the name of the brewery again?
Kona.
Yeah, Kona Brewery lost. Right? They had to put exactly where their beer is from. They go out of their way now to put descriptions on there of the beer and where it's from and where all their different locations and so on and so forth, to not mislead people that it's all Hawaiian beer all the time. Because that matters. I mean, I'll Tom, now that you mention it, I mean, why would anybody in Canada make a panda beer, man? I mean, that's ridiculous,
that
right?
Makes no sense, man. Are they? There must be pandas in Canada.
They have zoos.
At the zoo, exactly. Yeah, at the zoo.
Pandas in Canada, eh?
Yeah, there's more raccoon. I think they're confusing. Well, maybe that's exactly the point. It's a trash panda, right? Because raccoons are in the trash. And,
maybe that's what they call them up there.
Yeah, maybe that's what they call them. Yeah, trash panda. Okay, all right. Maybe we're already thinking of the solution here for him.
Hey, we're learning.
Yeah, we're learning little by little. And Paul, what are you having, brother?
I'm having one of the last of my stored away holiday beers, Rheingeist Dad.
Oh,
what is it?
Holiday Ale. It's really good.
I've never seen that.
I like everything that Rheingeist has put out. I've tried a bunch of their stuff, and I like everything they do. including that
How
one.
long have they been here, Bob? About a year or so? And
Yeah, it was around last May or so, March or April, that they started shipping into Pennsylvania or
Yeah, where they
Pittsburgh.
I love all their stuff. They've got some good sours, and they've got all sorts of different styles.
They're from Cincinnati, Tom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we just recently, last year.
Nice and dark.
Yeah, I've had a couple of their things on the show.
Did you say Rheingeist Dad?
Dad.
Yeah, Rheingeist is the brewery.
Word names for all their beers. Hugh, Dad.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of different ones. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dad Hoppy Holiday Ale. Okay.
Looks like I thought it was going to be a Scotch ale, by the way the can shows.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. So
Hoppy red ale.
this is an interesting one. Yeah. This is this is a Lance type beer, right? Isn't he out of Cincinnati?
Yes.
He's close to it. Lance is Canton, Akron
I
area.
think-
Rod is in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Oh, Rod's in Cincinnati.
Or
So
right on the other side of the river. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
yeah, because I thought someone else has had this on here before, or maybe a Ryan guy. And I've
had numerous Rheingeists on the show. Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got 23,000 total ratings on here, 332 in the last 30 days, 6% ABV, 45 IBUs, 3.57 rating, man, bottle cap. So pretty good.
Yeah, I like it.
Are you getting the? It says a blend of hop, spice, citrus, and caramel malts to raise the holiday spirit in this pale ale. You getting that?
You know, it's not as hoppy as I would think by the label. I get the end, but I almost feel like it's a roasty bitter, not a hop bitter. Could be just sort of, in amongst all these caramel malts and whatever. That's, kind of what comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to put the link in the chat. Andrew's wanting to jump in. Let's see. Link in there. Hopefully that works. The Google Plus link didn't work. If that didn't work, I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, yeah, I guess there might be. Anyway, let me jump to Mark. What are you having, brother?
I'm having a growler from the local growler store, and the beer is from Gate City Brewing in Roswell, Georgia. It's called their Terminus. It's a Baltic porter.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
That looks
so
good.
7.8%, and I'm assuming it's named after the episode of The Walking Dead. Remember that Terminus?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't remember the episode name.
That was like where the psycho people were. Terminus.
Oh, okay. I'm not good with unless it's Seinfeld. I'm not good with some of the specific episodes, and it's actually taken me watching Seinfeld probably about 6,000 times before I actually got some of the episode names.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that's what it's named after. I mean, this is an Atlanta brewery, and I think a lot of The Walking Dead is filmed in and around Georgia.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, of course. So they would, of course.
But it's a good one. I gave it 4 stars. It's a solid. It's got a little bit of smoke. It's very roasty. Getting a little bit of chocolate, but mostly just real nice and smoky, real roasty. It's a good one.
Nice. There's Mark's picture right there.
Yeah. And the local growler store does $10 Tuesday, so I get a 64-ounce growler for $10. So that's a pretty good deal.
That's a deal.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah, so take advantage of it. And this will be, I'll have some left over. Well, maybe not. The way I'm drinking it, I don't know.
And that's
I'm gonna have to ask the boss if I can come in a little late in the morning. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
But I'm guessing Pam's gonna have a little bit of it. So yeah, there'll probably be a glass left for tomorrow. So
you got 7.8% ABV, 34 IBUs, a 3.88 rating total for this Baltic porter. So
Very good beer. I've had it before. I haven't logged. I've had it maybe a year ago at the brick store, local beer bar, but I didn't log it. So first time logging it on Untapped.
And Bum, what are you having, brother?
Well, I'm about to bust open something that I know you've had, Joe. This is the Xocoveza Charred.
Oh, the Charred, yeah.
Oh,
are we
I
gonna?
just found this for sale on the shelves, and special. It's on special, $14.99. Special, $14.99.
special high price, especially
yeah.
high.
Yeah.
And this just started turning up on the shelves around here, and it wasn't until after I bought it that I realized it's a 2016 series. Which with this, that's no problem at all. But they certainly didn't attempt to advertise the fact that it was a 2016. So I don't know why I'm gonna bother to do this on camera. Try and get some nary smoke here.
Oh yeah, corked beers usually have some
the anticipation.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I get a smoke.
My laptop, if this.
I could have said so many things, right? Like...
It was exercising extreme restraint.
I'm exercising. Oh, there
Nothing.
You go.
Nothing.
What's up with that?
Nothing. There was a pop, but no smoke.
Oh,
hey, they need a call for that.
God, it just keeps on giving.
All air and no substance.
Oh.
I hope all the smoke was compacted. Hope it's condensed.
So I've been curious about this one. What did you think, Joe?
Oh, I really liked it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Because, as you've heard me say, these bourbon barrel aged, to me, I like them and I'll drink them, but I'm just not a bourbon drinker, and it just seems to me like the bourbon always overpowers everything. And I just am wondering if finally with Xocoveza we have a beer that's can finally handle the bourbon.
Well, I'll share the screen really quick. Give the everybody the information. You got 20,000 ratings on here, 312 in the last 30, 9.6% ABV, 31 IBUs, a 4.25 rating on here. And this is from Stone Brewing, and this is their bourbon barrel aged version, right?
Yeah. This is this is definitely one of the better bourbons barrels I've ever had, because at least with this one I can taste the Xocoveza. I can taste all the things you taste in Xocoveza. Whereas with a lot of those other ones, all you're tasting is the bourbon.
And Zach, what are your thoughts on that, man? On this beer, if you've had it, and compared to the regular Xocoveza, and then the thought of bourbon aged beers, on how potent they can be, how much more leaning towards the bourbon barrel they can be. What are your thoughts on all that?
Stone just does a great job, I think, on it. They give them plenty of time. I have a couple of bottles of that stuff sitting right now. It's just a really well-rounded beer.
Oh yeah, this certainly is.
Yeah, it was good.
I like that they don't. I think it's tough. People they want more bourbon than they want beer. And I almost like more of the barrel taste. I like to taste the oak.
There you go. Yeah.
And the vanilla. But I'm like that on my bourbon too. Or when I get a really young, I don't like young bourbon. They taste more grainy. It has wonderful grain and malt notes, but I want to taste the barrel. And I think there's something to be said about working with a really good cooperage and getting barrels charred. Just you can do the 1, you can do the 2, and you can do 3. Pairing that correctly is big for me. One of my favorite bourbons out right now is Woodford Reserve Double Oak.
Ooh.
Yeah, I seen that the other day.
If you haven't had the double oak yet, I mean, it is just a fabulous bourbon because it is so oaky. It's so big and chewy.
Mm.
Have you had Blanton's?
Yeah, Blanton's is definitely a good whiskey. A good whiskey.
Yeah, I bought a bottle of that the first time, like a couple of weeks ago. It was actually really pretty impressive for what it is.
Yeah, definitely. As far as bourbon goes, I mean, yeah, that's way up there. Bourbons, I mean, we could talk forever about those.
Yeah. I think I agree with that very much, because to me, Bum knows this. I mean, some bourbon barrel aged beers are just like too bourbon heavy. I mean, remember you're a beer. You know what I'm saying? You remember?
Like if I wanted to do what do they call it? Is that a Boilermaker? With a shot of whiskey in a beer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a.
If I want to do a Boilermaker, hell, I'd go do it.
Yeah.
Or I can drop a shot of Jameson in my stout any day.
Any day, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then that's exactly it. I want to, but like more to your point, Zach, I agree with that as well. I want to taste the barrel as well. If it's an oak barrel, I want to get. This is gonna sound ridiculous. I want to get some wood. You know what I'm saying? Like
potential show title.
Yeah.
They have medication for that, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't there some ordained ministers out there can cure me from that? Because I want wood bad.
There we go. I want wood bad. Show title.
Like, wait, what?
Your show title for sure.
Yeah, is that a show for? Yeah, that's another series for Amazon right there. I love wood. That's the sequel, right?
Right.
Jesus.
Anyway, but we, it's the truth though. Like you really, and I think that is forgotten sometimes with a lot of these bourbon barrel aged beers. I think that they forget for once that you want to taste the bourbon, of course, but man, keep it in perspective. Like it's kind of like I've talked about in the coffee show on Sunday mornings. Sometimes, there's some people that like a little coffee with their cream. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like, nah, I'd rather have more cream than coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't forget that you're actually supposed to be having a cup of coffee, for Christ's sake.
I mean, with anything bourbon barrel age, I feel if it's really hot in the beginning, you can sit on it for 6 months, and then it kind of settles down a little bit, maybe a year.
Sure, I mean, you can sit on it. I was talking with Adam Avery a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about Avery released a few years ago the rum barrel coconut Imperial Porter. Yeah, I mean, that was 18% rum bomb. And he was saying, yeah, this one, I think I'd drink it right now. But that's 6 years old. We had some 2007 120 minutes.
Wow.
And to me, it was getting a little bit better.
Hey, I have a toast to make, man, to Earth's mom, who is celebrating a birthday right now.
Hey, happy birthday, Mom!
We do moms on this show.
Yes. This is mom approved.
This is a mom approved show. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, happy birthday to Earth's mom. Is it
Mrs. Earth? Mother Earth?
Mother Earth! Mother Earth! Yes! Dilly! Mother Earth, man! Dilly!
Did you see that new Dilly commercial?
I did. It's great. Have you?
Yeah.
Man, there's
it's on me.
it feels
Is
like
that
there's
the wizard?
No. This one, he's actually on a horse, right? Is that the one you're talking about, Tom?
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, they're in battle.
They're about to go to battle, right?
Oh wow!
And the king's on a horse, and he's got his company out there, whatever you call them, right? His people out there, and he's like, yeah, let's see, there's 50,000 of them, and there's 20 of us. He's like, all these reasons why we have no business being here at all, right? And they are going to kill us right now. You know what I'm saying? It's basically the Eagles playing the Patriots. Anyway.
But in the commercial, he says something about, where's all the Bud Light? He's like, we don't have any Bud Light. They have the last of it.
Yeah, and so they're leading the charge, you know what I'm saying? That motivates them because they have all the Bud Light, so you're kind of, dude, they did a great job.
To be continued, it says.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder where they're going to continue it at.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks?
That is a great campaign so far. It was heading south really quickly with the follow-up. When they were at that first Dungeon of Doom, or what torture, or what is it?
The Pit of Misery.
Pit of Misery. The first Pit of Misery commercial was bad. It was bad. But after that, they really started redeeming themselves. And when they brought in that wizard, man, that was he was actually a real wizard. He was actually the one that saved him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a job. So yeah, whoever's handling that campaign for them, dilly to them, man. They gave us a phrase and everything, man. And
those Pit of Misery commercials do well at work when we complain about the Pit of Misery, but other than that, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, I really like it, and that last one was pretty good too. The one on the horse. I only got to see it one time though. One time, and it was this past Sunday, I think, is when I saw it.
That next commercial.
It'll probably be on this coming Sunday. What was the Pro Bowl this coming Sunday, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably air it there.
Yeah.
Would they air that on a during a game that nobody watches?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Is it even in Hawaii anymore?
No, they're in Florida.
Wow.
Huh.
I'll watch the Pro Bowl before I watch a shit Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're in. I forget what part of Florida, but I'm pretty sure they're in Florida. I've been getting cheerleader messaging that some of the cheerleaders that made it to the Pro Bowl, so I'm always in talks with girls, of course, that hopefully I'll shoot with sooner or later, and cheerleaders are part of that.
Man.
So that's just part of what I do. On top of selfies that I won't discuss here. It's a lot of fun. It can be fun. There's perks to everything, right?
Dilly.
Where's my glass? Dilly. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I was having a Mudshark Brewing VCP, vanilla caramel porter, which is VCP just sounds like something you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Like if your son or daughter came home and, Dad, I got VCP. You're like, God darn it, boy! I told you. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
VCP.
Like VCP.
Yeah, man, I got VCP, man. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh my goodness, that's awful. You know what I'm saying?
Buddy, hey, don't forget to bring the VCP.
Yeah, yeah. If your buddy comes over and he's like, man, I got VCP, you're like, bro, I told you about that chick. You know what I'm saying? You're like, they don't call her microwave for nothing. No, but anyway, I just went a long way from the beer. So to dial that back trying, man. You know, we've got the vanilla caramel porter, which it's actually a damn good beer. It's a local Arizona beer, and a 5.6% ABV on this one, and it's actually really good. So if you're in Arizona, give it a shot, or if you can find it in your area, give it a shot. My next one will be Deviant Dales.
Ooh.
Very nice one.
That's good.
Very nice one. But I'm not sure. We'll start it a little early. I'm not sure that my next two beers are Oscar Blues beers, because for such a special occasion as today, I will be cracking open.
Nice.
Speaking of barrel aged.
Yeah.
So I'll be, and that'll be my first sample ever of the barrel aged version of 1050. Love the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, enjoy that 1050. Yeah, I like that. So my next two beers will be from Colorado. There you go. That should make Zach smile right there.
Come on, Zach, a little smile.
Yeah, there was a smile. Yeah. So, dude, is there any sort of Colorado malt liquors, Bum?
No, what's the bottom of
Oh crap!
Is that
holy? Oh, dude,
it's Deviant, man.
Joe got a little more than smoke.
Nice, dude. My whole table here is ruined, but that was a great one, Tom. I love that. Oh my!
Too much wood there.
It was too
Wow.
much wood. Yeah. Oh my!
all the bacon and bacon you get before you open.
I have got like a beer puddle here on my. You know what? I give it. You know what? This table is perfectly level. No, I don't. But this table is perfectly level because this puddle's not moving anywhere. This is incredible. I wish I could show it to you. Well, actually, I could take a picture, and I'll be able to show it to you. Watch.
Hey, if you want to find out your beer's level, just spill a beer on it.
If you want to find out if your desk is level, spill a beer. I've got to actually get a towel. Yeah, give us a little insight into what's happening in the malt liquor community.
Is Zach having a beer? I don't think we covered Zach yet.
Oh yeah, Zach.
No, I'm taking it easy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cranberry juice.
Okay.
I guess there's
a bunch of sick people. In the house, so I'm overloading on the bottom.
So no beer for Zach?
Just vitamin C and cranberry juice.
Oh, are you sick?
Whole family is, so I'm trying to prevent it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, I'll have a whiskey or something.
Hey, whiskey, my dad, it was the only time you would get alcohol as a kid is, when you were sick for some reason, my dad would give you whiskey.
Hit this son, I'll fix it.
Yeah, I don't know, when you think about it, you think back on it, you're like, what's the incentive to get well?
Yeah.
Because when I'm sick,
I'm
I
still
get
sick,
whiskey.
Dad.
I'm still a little sick.
I think it's meant to knock you out.
Yeah, maybe I should holler at him now. Hey man, I ain't feeling so good. How about sending some whiskey? How about that? Right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey Zach, we're both sick.
Dude, I had look at it. That's not really helping, is it? I cleaned like this off camera, and then I'm like, yeah, look at the wet spot.
Extra absorbent.
That wasn't a really good look, was it? So what's happening in the malt liquor community lately there? And then after that, I've got a pretty important announcement to make.
Oh, okay. I lost you for a second there.
Oh, am I gone?
No. I think the problem was on my end.
Oh,
as usual. But I'll give a quick malt liquor report here. First of all, I think everybody will be thrilled to hear that around 1:00 p.m. today, the chairman's Steel Worldwide's 24-hour Twitter ban came to an end because he was on Twitter cussing out Roger Goodell directly. So,
oh my God.
He got banned from Twitter for 24 hours.
Oh, really? Huh.
He literally got banned.
Yeah. Apparently, he said to Roger Goodell, "F you."
Oh.
Oh.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. You get no argument from Zach, that's for sure.
Yeah. So.
Well, NFL.
But was he brave enough to give Google the old FU? Because Zach did that for many times.
That's permanent.
Well,
yeah. I mean, they.
Well, countless times the chairman has cussed out people on Google Hangouts, and he has said "F Google Hangouts."
Oh,
so, I don't know if that counts or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
We've had our guy over here just flat out just F you to the big G. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Google are cool now. Now I gotta
move things over, iron out your differences.
well, I even have the Google phone. So.
Oh, yeah, you really got to be careful, boy.
Down to the dark side now.
Yeah, because and then we've got another guy that calls him ISIS. So, there has been some dislike in the craft beer community as well of Google.
It's no coincidence that guy we haven't seen for about 2 months now, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Google took care of him real well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, actually, on Untapped, Ruben said he's in the process of moving, and he's been traveling so much that's why he hasn't been on the show.
Yeah, hey, that's
unless
did Steel Worldwide post a Twitter ban video?
No, he just made a comment on one of his numerous Super Bowl related videos that he did this week.
Oh, okay.
He is not a fan of either team, and I'm not even going to give direct quotes from him, but I'll just say he has let everybody know in no uncertain terms that he's not a fan of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And he hates both teams, but he said he's actually rooting for the Patriots. Now, keep in mind, Tom, these are the words of the chairman, not mine. He said they're going to win anyway, and they're going to cheat, so nobody gives a damn.
Oh, Jesus.
So you might as well just root for them.
It's just
these people are killing me.
Truth to power. Truth to power.
So, remember last week when we were talking about Joe Buck, and Joe, you said that you weren't aware of all the hatred directed towards Joe Buck?
Yes, yeah.
Well, on one of the comments on Steel Worldwide's video, this is a direct quote from a comment left by one of the semi-regular comment posters, and I think he does make some videos. His name is Soldier Say 17. But anyway, here's his comment. Worst Super Bowl matchup possible. F the Eagles, F the Patriots, F the officials, F Joe Buck, and of course, F you, Dorf.
Oh my God! Yeah, yes, the Dorf gets in there.
What does he want to
say? I should go. These sound like good people to me right now. These are my kind. Because I think Joe Buck is a dipshit.
Really? Wow.
Oh, yeah, I told you, Joe, that a lot of people don't like him.
He is a dumb motherfucker.
Oh,
he was fine when he was doing baseball because baseball was already boring. Shit. Now he's in football and it's just like, Troy Aikman stutters every once in a while. At least it's because of concussion.
Well, I'm kind of curious then. What about Jim Nance? What about him?
I like Nance. Joe Buck is just the worst.
Wow, I really don't. I'm blown away by this because I don't get, like, for what they do. I don't get what would be the dislike.
Yeah,
it's just something about how he does what he does. I just cannot stand.
Wow, and I really think
too much of baseball. I think he's a fine baseball guy, but he just is not a football.
That's I was blown away because when you told me that last week, that was last week, right?
That was last week, yeah.
I mean, that's like the first I've ever heard that.
And I knew people that even would criticize him during back when he was just baseball. I knew people criticizing him back then, and I used to say it. I'm like, really, why him? But there's a lot of guys that catch flack, a lot of flack that I've never quite understood. They don't bother me.
Yeah, it was and some people don't necessarily like Nance doing football. You know, they like him with all the other stuff, but not necessarily football. And I get some of that because once you get used to someone's voice doing, well, in his case, golf or something like that, which just couldn't be any more opposite everything else we watch, you know, I get some of that, but I don't know for what they do. Actually, I mean, he's not the he's not the Romo. I mean, he's not the Aikman. You know, I can get not like.
I enjoyed was last weekend that Romo and Aikman were together. Romo and Aikman were together. Wasn't that last weekend? Or?
No, they're different networks.
What I said, maybe it was an interview that they were doing or something.
Possibly, yeah.
I really, Romo's actually doing a good job.
Yeah, I think
Romo's really good because Nance is so damn good.
Possibly, yeah.
Nance does a damn good job of helping him look good.
The one that people hate here in Denver is Chris Collinsworth.
Oh yeah.
Now there's one that I can see. I can see that.
But the shit out of the because it's so funny.
That's kind of to my point though, as I can see, because now that position, that's the color guy, right?
No, Chris Collinsworth, tall white guy, tall skinny white guy.
No. Oh my god! Oh my god! That went the other way, didn't it?
Yeah.
No,
Might as well.
Billy got it. Billy got it as soon as he heard it.
Billy.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, he took me.
Pale white guy.
Yeah, he took me literally. No, but I think you have. Well, like we were talking about, Joe Buck, I think is just the commentator, and then you have the color guy, right? And would Aikman be the color and Joe is the
play-by-play?
The play-by-play.
Yeah.
That's how that works, isn't it?
Yeah. So the play-by-play just
or the analyst,
the color guy,
or the analyst
add knowledge based on personal experience, I think.
Yeah. It's so. So there would be Aikman would be is he like the analyst or the color guy sort of thing, sort of role, right? And then the Buck would be the play-by-play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look at the most famous duo, Madden and Michaels.
Yeah, but that, getting back to Collinsworth, that's a great example because now Collinsworth has, and I maybe now that I'm thinking about it as well, I could kind of see where people are coming from. But yeah, Collinsworth I can definitely see, because he has like a general cockiness to him and stuff like that. But man, he's good. God, he's so good at what he does. For NBC.
Also, I think Joe Buck he looks kind of like John Elway, so that it faults him in my book.
Well, when it came out about his hair, that he had this hair plug fetish, I never noticed it before that it came out a couple years ago that he had this little thing going with his hair plugs, and oh dear God, it's every time I see him, I see it. And for that last game they did, it was awful. Oh my God, it was bad.
I haven't heard this. He's obsessed with hair plugs.
Oh man, yeah. He's had to do tons of interviews now. It's kind of faded out now because it came out, I think, 2 years ago, maybe a third year ago. 2 or 3 years ago now. So it was kind of big news in the sports community, of course. And every time they show him, you could see like ... And the reason I know is because I had a foreman that worked with me for years who had them. And that was always the takeaway. The joke was, you could play, circle the dots or color in the dots or whatever it was on his head. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you think they change as the game goes?
What was that?
Like, can you see more or less as the game goes?
They try to do a clever job of, since he wears a headset like mine, they try to do a clever job. It looks like his between his makeup and his hairstylist, they're probably trying to cover it up with the band from the headset here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
this is going to be drinking again.
But yeah, yeah, and then his particular, I don't know, he had more short hair this past game or that game that they did, and it just wasn't mixing well, man. It just looked bad. It looked bad. I noticed things like that a lot. Some of because of what I do as a photographer. And then a lot of it, though, is just being raised in a beauty salon. Like, you pay attention to hair and stuff sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Sorry, Billy D. I didn't mean to take away from your segment.
Oh, no, that's okay. I got one more thing, Joe, and I'll leave it up to you if you want to watch it or not. Now, I realize that you've already cleaned up one mess with your towel on your table there. But I know how much you like watching 209 J. Jones's food porn.
Oh, yeah, we might as well check it out.
Okay, because we got some food porn from J. Jones here. If you want to punch up his videos. Get that towel ready, Joe, again.
Oh, my goodness.
I want you to go to...
Joe's lubing up. I got myself a hot toddy.
Hands above the table now.
Yeah, hands above the table, exactly. Yeah.
Want you to go to his video entitled "We Are the World is a Shithole."
We are the world, my goodness.
Oh my God.
Follow the blueprint.
Oh, right here.
Pizza.
There you go.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Jeez.
Now that pizza, that's not part of the food porn. He's admitted that pizza is a pizza that he ordered, and he added his own toppings to that pizza. And he said, "F them."
Oh my God.
There's bacon wrapped tri-tip.
And popcorn.
And popcorn.
Movie theater popcorn.
Pineapple Fanta's the best Fanta. Okay, wait a minute. Who's had Fanta?
Oh, I've had it. It's been decades since I've had it. But
okay.
It's been a long time.
Okay. Fanta ratings right now. What's the best Fanta? Is it grape Fanta, orange Fanta, pineapple Fanta? What is your...
Orange all the way.
I think the only one I've had is orange. Yeah. That was good.
When I drank it as a kid, there was something called Frosh. I don't know if you old timers remember Frosh.
No,
I used to drink that.
Huh.
I think that was Fanta. Or was that? What's one of the other off-brand? Oh no, you know what? That was Faygo.
Yeah.
Fresca.
Odeed's got strawberry. Herb Prophet's got grape.
Yeah.
Grape.
Orange.
Oh, Mario's rooting for there's a Spanish brand lime, what is that? Jarritos? Is that am I saying that right?
Jarrito lime?
Yeah. It's a It's a Spanish, Mexican brand, I think. I see it here locally, and I just haven't tried it yet.
Those are really good.
They're generally bomb. They're generally really good. I'm just talking about Fanta.
I can rock with some Fanta Orange. I'm happy. If you pour me a glass of Fanta Orange, I'm happy.
Orange is the...
Oh, I love I like the orange as well, but the pineapple's like a treat. Yeah. Dude, we've got to see more of this. Yeah, here we go.
Next one is at 155.
Oh, he's chopping it up.
With that pineapple Fanta with a
little bit.
You gonna put it on a sandwich?
We got to pause that. Look at that. We got bacon in there. We got, so that's not brisket, that's tri-tip?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
God, I love tri-tip. That's so good.
And then at 335, you'll see where that bacon wrap tri-tip ends up.
Yeah, okay. I've been watching tons of pizza shows.
Oh, you just passed. I think you passed it, Joe. No, there it is.
Right there. Yeah, right there.
There you go.
Oh man! Oh, some of the best tacos ever, right?
Jesus.
I'm not like a huge sour cream guy, I gotta admit that. But you put some pico de gallo on what he just on some of that meat that he put in there, and I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah, take all that sour cream off of there, and I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'd substitute the sour
cream. Take out the sour cream, put a little bit of avocado in there.
Yeah, some guac in there.
Yeah, and he's still crushing that malt liquor. and here's the pizza.
His pizza, I don't know where he got it from, but he says there he added all those toppings himself.
That still's not too bad. So that's
them.
That's a big pizza.
Yeah, it is a big pie. Yeah,
that's looking like is that a dump? Who knows? It looks like a local pizza.
Oh, wait a minute!
Always fresh. So who's that?
Who
is that? Little Caesars?
Yeah, I think
that doesn't look always fresh. Always fresh.
Little Squealers or Papa John's? Yeah,
Papa John's.
Yeah, I think Little Caesars like orange boxes. I think.
So there's no more food porn in that video.
Oh, we got to go back to the meat. Yeah, because that was great. Yeah, just seeing it like that. Look at that. Oh man. Slow-mo that bad boy. It's too bad we can't slow-mo it. Oh man.
How'd you do that?
Yeah, what's up with that? How come we can't do that?
Can you? I think you can. You can watch the video. I forget how you can watch it slower or faster.
Oh yeah, there is a way, huh? But anyway, oh man, that is just you look at that. And then all chopped up here, ready to go for tacos, man, now that we know the end result. Oh yeah. The only thing I personally, not obviously not his preference because he did it. The sour cream, man, no way. I could have even done without the cheese, believe it or not. Just pico de gallo.
Yeah, just avocado.
Yeah, you could put just avocado or just plain pico de gallo, and I'd have been great. Just your onions with cilantro and
I like onion and cilantro.
Yeah, just and maybe a little lime or lemon juice, and good to go, man.
Oh, you got to have the lime juice.
Yeah.
Everything. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that was some fantastic food porn. I got to give it to him.
Yeah, that's it for this week. The only other thing is it's January 23rd, and Jay Vega has still not made a video in 2018. So not ready to put out an APB for him yet, but starting to wonder. So.
Yeah, and we haven't got. Wait a minute. Did we got malt liquor this year, didn't we?
Was it? Yeah, I think we did, but we did about 3 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, I think it was
right after the first of the year.
And it was late. It was on one of the late shows. Okay. And it was like right before we ended the show, we got malt liquor.
Yeah. But he has the last video he made was New Year's Eve.
Wow.
So
Maybe he made a resolution not to do any malt liquor videos. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll give you an update next week, which leads back to Joe.
Yeah. So we've got man, tons of people. We even got Odeed in here today, man, and I want to shout out to him, Gary, Earth, of course, and Earth's mama. That's another mom we can add to the show.
That's right.
We haven't had Earth's mom, so we're adding another mom. We're adding moms to this show. This is a mom-approved show right here. We're adding tons of moms to the show. Beer Cheer. I don't know that I've seen Beer Cheer. Has Beer Cheer been in here before? We got Foamy Head 13. Man, we got tons of people in here. It was a great chat room. In any case, I do have to make an announcement, guys. So get your beers ready.
Doug!
Yeah, because it is it could be possibly some sad news, but there's some changes happening at my job which are going to force me to possibly end Share a Beer as we know it. So yeah, and I wish I was joking. I wish there was a punchline to that. I wish I was totally kidding, and I'm not. It's we've got today's show, and then next week's Tuesday show, and then that's possibly it. Now it's not going away completely. It's what these are the choices. This is what could happen, and I won't know more until the next Tuesday show possibly. If I'm able to maintain a Tuesday, and the Friday show for sure is going to definitely change. The Friday show could be wiped out altogether, or definitely change time slots. What could happen to the Tuesday show is it possibly has to move time slots. But if it is something where the Tuesday show has to go away, then what'll happen is we possibly could move it to Saturday. So worst case scenario, that's what would end up happening is we would have a Saturday show, and I would leave it to the community to figure out what time we could have a discussion on that, and come 7 or 8 at night. So we've already.
No,
AM. Oh, AM. Oh my God. So
not early.
Hey, if you're gonna drink all day, you got to start early.
Right? That's the saying, man. You can't drink all day if you don't start early, man. So yeah, that's wow. And now that would wow. If we started at that time, Rod J we would just be going, yeah, eat it, boy. Yeah, you ain't got shows like this. Yeah, we'd be doing 8-hour shows. Tapping the limit on YouTube here, but no. But in all seriousness, if it would move to like a Saturday worst case scenario, not Sundays, because football. I'm sorry, because football and other stuff. But Sundays seem to be a day where I would have to cancel a lot, and we don't want that. So.
Joe, once you get the verdict, where could they find information on it? Was it Facebook?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. Yeah, Facebook for sure, on the Joe D Reviews Facebook page, for sure. Tune in there, and whatever I put on there, I will try to put in my Google Plus as well. So those are 2 spots where you can find information. But Facebook for sure is the easiest for me to plug information in on there. Right now, I'm thinking what'll happen is we will have next week's show, and next week I'll have more information. But what I'm thinking is I'll probably end up taking 2 weeks off, just because it's literally this is something that's happening at my job, so I don't quite know what my new schedule is going to be like, and that'll give me time to figure out what time I would possibly be able to. But like I say, I will know more next week. So next Tuesday, I will know more because by then I should have my new job assignment, just not be in it yet. You know what I'm saying? I won't have officially have started it yet, but I'll have it. So I'll have a better idea next week. So I possibly next week I could come on here and say, you know what, nothing has to change, or you know what, we have to move back or forward. We have to move forward an hour, you know, or something like that. If it does turn into an hour or two difference, I might lean towards that because I really hate to get away from Tuesday. There's a lot of people that leave the show for a year or two or three, and I think a lot of people have seen that. Heck, we have Odeed in here. He hasn't been on here in a long time. I mean, this is that type of show where people will leave it and come back, and it's just like family again. You know, just welcome right back on into the fold, man. And a lot of people know Share a Beer on Tuesday, and that, you know, they may forget the time, but they know Share a Beer on Tuesday. Yeah, let me see if we're still around, and so I really hate to leave Tuesday. So if it's something where it has to move forward an hour or two, then we might end up having to do that and kind of lose some of the East Coast guys and pick up some of the West Coast guys like we have in the past. And that, you know, some of these changes are just, we've gone through changes before with Share a Beer. The positive though to this is that you guys have, you know, watched my life. You've watched Mark's life. You've watched others' lives evolve and change, and you've watched us all go through these changes and deal with them. And so, you know, I'm you know, once again putting my life out there for you, and we go through these changes together. But if trust me, in the back of my mind while I'm making these choices at work is Share a Beer. You know, because I really don't want to change this if I don't have to. So I'm balancing this. Okay, what am I willing to do at work as far as job wise, you know, and then, you know, what can I tolerate that will still allow us to function here, you know. You know, because, you know, there's different jobs at all our jobs that the different duties, if you will, or whatever that you know, you're just not willing to do. You know, like, but yeah, that is. I wish I was joking or anything, but I'm not. And I as soon as I hit the button for the show, I said I told the guys in the pre-show I was gonna lead with it, but I decided not to that quickly. Just because it would overtake things, I thought, and I would rather have more of a regular show and then finish it with this, you know. So that's the way that is, man. And life changes, and we just have to deal with it. We've already been through a few changes here. You guys have been with me during my separation and during my move to Phoenix and my transitions while I was in Phoenix and my move here to my house from the hotel, my move into the hotel, and all those changes, man. So you stick with me again through this next change, this phase.
Joe, when you say we've stuck with you through your transition, you might want to be a little more.
We've already had some. Yeah.
Or should it be Jolene? I don't know.
Yeah, Jolene. Oh, nice. Yes, that was a great one too. Yeah. And I have just like Steve Jobs used to say, and one more thing. Yeah. I have one more.
So now I know why you say you need wood.
Yeah.
Transition to Jolene.
That was awesome.
That was a great one, man. Yeah.
So I blanked out on all that. We're cutting out Tom because he's on the East Coast and the Patriots suck.
The Patriots are awesome, man. The Patriots.
Yeah, so that's what, you know, some of you may remember a few weeks back when I was talking about, especially coming into the new year, I was talking about there's going to be some changes coming, and I was hoping and I was fighting, man, to have it not get to this part, but you know, we don't always win every fight we start, right? So The good news is I know a lot of, and this is another thing that's very serious too in a lot of people's lives.
Don't share a beer.
Yes, yeah, Tom Brady. Yeah, we would blame it on him, right? But a lot of people have, unfortunately, gotten some really bad news in 2018 already. I've heard from people that have lost their jobs already, had serious health issues, which have led to job loss, or been cut in hours, or laid off, which is being relieved of a job when you're laid off at this time of year. So already there's been a lot of, what do you call it? Turbulence, or a lot of, what do you call it? What's the lack of a word? I'm losing my
turbulence
words.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. There's just been a lot of difficult times in 2018 already, and I was really but see, here's my spin. I'm being hit with these challenges as well, and that's what they are. They're challenges, and this is how I'm choosing to face my challenges. And now I'm not losing my job. That's not happening in my situation, thank goodness. I am just having to take, in my case, I'm a truck driver. I'm losing my current route, and I'm going to have to choose from other routes, and that to some is kind of minor, and I get that, because it is, I guess, it's just a matter of preference of one route to another, and so on and so forth, and I get that. In the scheme of things, I do have a job, so I'm blessed, but these are still big challenges to me, because depending on your route, it depends on how many hours you get, and I'm an overtime sort of guy. So it's a big deal to me. So but that, this is another way that you can look at my current situation, see how I face it, and judge from that, and say, hey, you know what, this was Jody's situation. I possibly would have handled it this way. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, or someone that comes into a similar situation, maybe you can make a choice based on that, and or change it up a little bit. And that's the spin, for me, is we can, learn from each other. I challenge people. Go ahead and judge me. I don't mind. I'm the one that tells you, I don't care. You're a human being. You're going to judge whether I tell you to or not. You're going to judge. That's part of being human. We judge without even speaking a word, right? That's part of it, man. I think it's ridiculous to have that phrase, don't judge. And I'm like, yeah, come on. What, are you kidding me? I may keep my bad opinions to myself, but trust me, in my head, I got a lot of judgment going on. Yeah, but but that is what's going on. So, and we've got some good friends of ours that are in the chat right now. Andrew's one of them. He's faced some challenges as well. There's a lot of us on here. So what's great about this show is it's a community, and I don't want to change that community if we don't have to. Yep. And we all draw from each other, learn from each other. And some of us have been fortunate. We watched Zach go through all his stuff, the stress of going through the application to even start the brewery. We watched through that whole process and learned, and now he's on the other end in most aspects of that. Still going through the everyday grind of the government and all that.
Yeah. I don't know which was. It depends on which way you want to bend over.
Yeah, but it's, we're all here. This is real life. This is as real as it gets. We have some of our friends across the pond and in many different countries out there who we know well, and we watch all go through struggles. So it's a community, and we all learn. We're like a big share a beer family, if you will, right?
Yes, Dilly to that.
Dilly.
Dilly.
Yeah,
Dilly.
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 And now, thanks to Zach's friends there, Budweiser, we have a new phrase.
Do you think it'll make it past the Super Bowl? Or does Budweiser release another new one at the Super Bowl?
Now the question is, okay, this I just thought of this. Will Budweiser have the new campaign meet one of its oldest with the Clydesdales? Will the king ride into battle on a Clydesdale?
Or on a frog?
I know they're already going to pull.
Or on a frog. Yes.
My goodness.
That's great.
That is great. Mark's got him today. He's on.
They should hire Mark.
I'm working.
It's
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
funny to
be
see.
at the comedy club here local next week, so I'm just working on my act a little bit. You know,
That's excellent.
it's called Beer Happens.
That is a good question, because a lot of these things, a lot of people watching these commercials have been watching them for decades now, and old people love nostalgia. Old people like me.
Now, I think what's going to happen is they're going to go into battle against this insurmountable odds, and then you're going to have the Clydesdales come in from one side, the frogs come in from the other, and the What's Up guy is going to come in on a spaceship and drop on top of them. And I think that's it.
Very good. I like that.
Going to vanquish them all.
They're going to take full aim and pull a big shot on craft beer.
Oh, they're going to hit the craft beer community real hard. I think
they're gonna keep poking that bear because they know I need to deal with it. So shut up.
Well, I mean, I even enjoy it a little bit.
I bet they announced another buyout on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, whatever they do on the business end, like as far as buyouts and stuff, I almost could care less anymore. I mean, there's so many buyouts happening. Now I haven't heard none for this year so far, but I mean, they're coming. You know what I'm saying? There's some crap breweries out there that we're never gonna sell. You're giving me what?
Yeah. They go to the meeting. The check over.
It's commercial. It's the Mark had it right. They're coming down on a spaceship, and all of the frogs together will go. We're coming.
Yeah, I mean it's there's the business end. I hate to get involved. I don't like to, because that's business. But as far as making commercials, I think it's kind of fun when Budweiser actually makes fun of itself by making fun of craft beer. Because by now, hell, they own half of craft beer. I mean, I wonder what's the percentage of craft beer that Budweiser owns now.
Oh, that's a good question.
Not much. Not much, because the amount of craft beer that actually totals. There's more craft beer breweries that function on 7-barrel or less systems, or 10-barrel or less systems, and create neighborhood brew pubs. Those tally up to a lot more than what bigger Breckenridge or something produces.
Yeah. I'd be interested to know, though, just from a craft beer aspect, we're not getting into all the technicals and all this where, we're going to do it divide it by so many barrels and all this and that. We're just doing by like an eyeball test sort of thing, like, yeah, I consider them craft beer, I don't really consider them craft beer, that sort of thing, I would bet it's a decent number, maybe not, because there are craft
beer makers account for 5,234 of 5,301 breweries in America.
Jesus, wow.
So craft beer has a number, and that number isn't what Bud and Coors can do. Yes, those guys are still, I think, 80% of your market share or something, or 70 some, but craft breweries are the more populous.
Mm-hmm. Locally.
Now, see now, beer and gaming. He has a good point. I get that's exactly what I was thinking of. He said Bud owns no craft beer because once they buy, then they are no longer technically craft. So
unless you're the buyer and you know about it.
Like I get all those sorts of things, you know, and I think people know where I'm coming from. Like you're just kind of judging, you know, by eyeball test sort of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. I just pulled up an article that said in 2000, I don't know, maybe 2016, Budweiser, just Budweiser, the brand itself, was 14.4 million barrels of Budweiser last year.
Wow.
Which is only a third of what they sold of Budweiser compared to 1988.
Wow.
So in the last almost 30 years, now the total that InBev has sold is probably higher, but Budweiser itself as a brand is 1/3 as big as it was 30 years ago.
Wow.
How many barrels, Mark?
14.4 million barrels of Bud last year.
Oof.
And but it used to be 50 million barrels in 1988.
Well, beer is actually down, I think, 2.3%.
Yeah.
Where wine and spirits are actually up.
Yeah. Beer has dropped. Yeah, it dropped a little bit last year.
So last year, in 2016, it's financials always take 2 or 3 years before we ever really see them.
Mm-hmm.
$23.5 billion was spent on beer last year. 10% gain over 2015. While the volume share remains essentially flat at 12.3%. So that's what craft beer did. Is 12.3% is it of the actual market.
Okay.
Wow.
So they're over 10% now.
Yeah.
But that's only 12% of the beer market is craft beer.
Yep.
Represented by the 6,000 breweries. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's by barrel wise, right?
Yeah, it's probably based on barrels, yeah.
Yeah, barrels, dollars are so hard to calculate, I think, when you're going nationwide, because dollar value can really change.
Oh, good point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. That's a great point. Yeah, because it ain't dollar for dollar so much in every state, or heck, and even in certain counties in certain states, it ain't. But I have been paying attention to 6-packs more. And in the supermarket I went to today isn't my typical supermarket because it's a little pricier. But in that particular supermarket, a 6-pack of your macro beer was $9.99, and a 6-pack of your good craft beer was $9.99. It was dead even.
Yeah, everything was $9.99. But shit, I even went in the other day and I was like, I wanted to make tacos, so it was like, I want to get some Modelo or some Corona. And it was like $17 for a 12-pack.
Are you serious?
Damn, for Corona?
Holy shit.
Yeah, for real. Was it a 12 or was it an 18?
It was a 12er.
Because some of those, they're getting creative now. I've noticed some
then the 18-pack was like $20. So it's like, they're trying to get you, and that's why I have the belief that the barrel number essentially means more. They're trying to get you those 4 more beers in there.
Yeah.
At $3 more.
Yeah. Yeah, they there is something on because the packs have changed dramatically. It's like you've got all these different packaging now, and you have to be really careful with it. It can be very, very tough to see immediately if you're thinking, oh yeah, no, that's an 18 pack, and it's not. It's like some kind of weird 20 pack or some kind of repackaged clever 12 pack. Really, they're doing a lot of weird little packs nowadays. I noticed. And Zach's right. I mean, the macro beer is really gone up a lot recently.
Well, they're losing. I mean, when you're seeing craft beer increase at these pretty substantial numbers every year in total, not necessarily total market share, but in sales. Whereas Bud is, like Mark said, going down in sales. So how are they going to combat that? I think the original deal of the high end was to kind of get some of these regional players out of the way.
Yeah.
Buy these guys out. The brand will probably dissolve. Now I think it's, let's buy these guys out. Breckenridge, Goose Island, Wicked Weed, Elysian, Devil's Backbone. Let's take these guys and try to gain that 2.3% in sales that we lost this year. Let's try to get that back somehow. It's quite the. I would hate to be the finance dude in the Budweiser department because they're sitting there drilling you every day, going, "Well, we're putting this into marketing and this blah blah blah. Why isn't this changing? And why is craft beer still there?"
They at least do a good job of keeping the brands that they buy separate from from Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch. They don't associate like now, like when you buy a business and the business has a good name, you want to keep that name separate. Seems like they do a good job of doing that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't even realize a lot of these places bought out.
No, they keep the same name and keep everything, and they're just getting access to the product and able to increase distribution of it. Yeah,
the distribution is the key for a lot of that. Yeah.
Well, Joe, you probably know more about that side. A lot of people, you see how that product is moved and how important distribution companies can be, and I think that's a big thing that Budweiser and Coors are making moves on. On the other side that the public doesn't see a lot, they're buying out small statewide distribution and locking down that distro. And I think that's almost even a bigger key. And the amount of beer you can make all the beer you want, but how are you going to move it?
Yeah.
We can't do it without a distribution company that has a trucking company that has a warehouse. Storage. And I mean, a lot of stuff goes back to that. And that's why we have to make the truckers happy, because if those dudes shut down, we're all in the toilet.
Yeah. I'm going to log off and log back on when I get downstairs, so back in a bit.
Okay, man. I'm going to crack open this Oscar Blues Barrel Aged 1050. For anybody that don't know about this special brew, here it is. Comes in a taller can. You've got a 1 pint, 3.2 fluid ounce can here. 12.9% ABV. Supposedly an excellent beer. I know regular 1050 is great.
Badass.
I have not
Have
had.
you never had that? No?
I've never.
No. Before you open this one, what's on the bottom?
Oh.
I was trying to ask the Deviant one when it blew up in your hand.
Oh my God, that one really blew up. Yeah. Okay, this one's canned on 11/20/2017 at 2,318 hours. So that's like 11:23 at night.
What's the message?
Embrace the darkness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
What's the deviant say?
Let's see. This one says canned on 12/22/16 at 8:08 hours, and so much sin, one little can. So much sin, one little can.
It did sin. It did sin.
It's all over your table.
It's sinned all over the table. It was very deviant.
Always check your Oscar Blues cans. They can be.
I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a lot like the session brews I was having, and you pop the top, and now see, it's different when you pop the top, because you can go to the top at any time you want, but they're rock paper scissoring on every bottle cap, so you don't,
Caps does PBR bottles do a deck of cards.
That's right. Yep, that's right. I forgot about that. So here we go. I'll do this one on camera. So if it blows up, I've already got the towel here now. So I doubt it's going to happen again. But
get some smoke out of that baby.
Yeah, let's see if we do get smoke. I doubt it from a can though. Yeah, no smoke. Yeah, I very rarely get smoke from a can.
That I can't wait for you to taste. You've never had that?
No.
That's really good.
I mean, regular 1050, yeah.
It's excellent. I just had so they call that the stovepipe.
Yeah. Yep, they sure do.
Oh man, that
crap! I gotta take a picture. Damn it! All right, let me move some of this other stuff.
You're on point. You're on point though. Before you even take a sip, you're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden, I had what's his name in my ear. I could hear him like, Joe, take a picture. And I was like, Sadiq. Oh crap, Sadiq, yeah. And I was like, he's right. Damn it, I need to take a picture. Yeah.
I still haven't tried that one either. I passed it by numerous times over the last couple months, and now it's gone. And
I think
now there's nothing but regret, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you guys have seen, I've had this out since we started the show. I started an early pre-show, ended that one, put it back in the fridge, then took it out again when we started this show. So I've got it in my favorite testing glass. I just absolutely love this glass. This is.
John, was that a nitro or?
No, this isn't nitro.
Okay.
No, this is, and there's not much of a description on the 2017 version on Untapped. So it says on the can, this dog will hunt, right?
It's because all them boys are from Alabama. that's where they're from. They're hardcore.
Are they from Alabama, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then you've got so it's stovepipe 1050 Imperial Stout, and it's aged in bourbon barrels, barrel aged, of course it says here in yellow, and then brewed and canned by Oscar Blues Brewery, Colorado, USA. All right, so we'll go to the Untapped really quick before I even sip it. That way we know what we're getting into here.
And there is a coffee version of that as well.
Oh.
And there is also I don't know if they ever canned it. I know 2 years ago when they first started doing it, I was fortunate enough there was only a 10-gallon batch made. And it was a nitro whiskey cherry version.
Oh, dude, you suck. I haven't even had this one, and already I'm hearing about a coffee version that I'm
really good.
I'm ready to spit this one up for. Like
Yeah.
that one sounds so good.
If you look online, if you look on Untapped, there's like tons of different kinds.
Oh,
But
so
they chop them all the time.
there's 11,000 ratings on here. This is the 2017 version, which is the one I have. 11,000 ratings on here. 2,000 in the last 30 days. And at 12.9% ABV, 98 IBUs, 4.42 brew. So this is a total Tom beer right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So for those that didn't get to see my beer or couldn't see it really good, we'll go through a couple of pictures. Here's the can. That way you can see it really well. That's pretty much no different than my beer, other than the glass. And there's a better look at the can as well. And then here's another one, and then that'll be it. And then you can see this dog will hunt right there. So yeah, I'll take a sniff now of this one. And you definitely, and this one's room temperature right now. It's just cool to the cheek, but that's about it. Oh, you definitely get the barrel in here. Yeah, this one I wonder if you had the, what would you call it, a temperament to age it, what it would be like after a year or two. Ah, there is tons of barrel in there, that's for sure.
That's a big boy.
Oh, man, that is smooth, isn't it? I mean, that is fantastic. It's
like a drain pour to me. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's now I must say it's not that boozy, but keep in mind this is practically 13%, so it's not as boozy as you would think. I like, if I didn't know it was almost 13% going in, I would think it's maybe 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's by me saying it's not that boozy, don't go out there and buy it and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna crush this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shotgun this beer. Yeah. Then you wonder why you fell out the second you drank it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a bunch of YouTube videos when they first released those.
No, shotgunning is there? Because you're gonna make me look that up. I swear to God.
The employees up there were doing it.
Oh my God. Okay, here we go. We're looking these up.
I've done it once, and I ended up leaving about 3 ounces. I mean,
you've shotgunned one of these big beers like this?
Oh, that must.
You're from Colorado.
Okay, yeah, we're.
You take a stovepipe right to the dome, man.
That must have hit your head real hard.
That's just barely above session beer level. I mean, really,
Yeah.
13.
I mean, if you think about it, it's like 4 session beers in one.
Mm-hmm. It's like 4 session beers in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Let me see. Now, a 1050 shotgun. Oh my God. I think this is just a regular 1050 though.
Which is what? 10.5%?
It's still a big beer, yeah, to be shotgunning. So let's give this guy some props right now, because he's about to do this. So let's see. Here we go. It's a quick 21-second video. You might not hear the audio, but I'm not either, really, to tell you the truth. There's not much to it. Here he goes. It's hard to see.
Yeah, he needs to take a photography 101 class.
Yeah. So he did it, but I think that was regular 1050. It wasn't any of the let me see. Yeah, that's a review. That's a review. Shotgun Saturday 1050. What? So they shotgun beers every Saturday? Is that what this is?
Jeez.
Are you serious? Is that what this is?
Probably.
Shotgun Saturday? So they shotgun a beer every Saturday? Strong as what? Yeah, so they're doing a regular 1050.
I'll have to pull it up. It's on the brewery website somewhere. I know it is.
So it's under Oscar Blues deal.
I'll have to find it. I know it's under one of my things.
Yeah, so these guys apparently, they're doing the regular 1050. I think this one's more of a challenge, to tell you the truth, because not only is it a bigger ABV beer, but let me look up Oscar Blues.
A person is wearing pink shoes, so maybe that makes it difficult.
Yeah. Oh, Greg. We have Greg on here. Yeah, let me see. But this is the bourbon barrel aged. I should have just done Oscar Blues. I went this way and I didn't mean to. Okay, so here's the brewery's YouTube site. And what do they have on there? The first one is 1050 Imperial Stout. That's kind of hilarious, isn't it?
Another really good brew they make is that what's that? That coconut one.
Oh, Death by Coconut.
Yeah, that's delicious.
You like coconut? That's the one.
Easy to drink, delicious. Oh man.
Ooh, Hot Box Coffee IPA.
It's really good.
Death by Coconut.
No.
The what?
Have you had Oscar? So Hot Box, they have
the Hot Box. I think I have.
They have the porter. But Hot Box Roasters is a separate entity that they actually have their own coffee.
Oh, wait a minute. I think when I reviewed that, I think I looked into all of that.
It's actually a pretty good coffee.
I haven't had the coffee, of course, but I think I remember that from reviewing it, and I looked up the coffee and everything.
Hey Zach, I got a question. Do they do a barrel aged Death by Coconut out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do. Oh man, that must be good.
I'm not finding, unless it's specifically labeled shotgunning.
Next time you guys are in town, we'll go up to Oscar Blues. It's not too bad of a drive. Mark, I'm sure you've been there.
I have not been there, unfortunately. I've driven by it a couple times, but haven't had time to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can actually. What we would do is we could go. You roll into Longmont. We could get lunch at Homemade Liquids and Solids, which is Oscar Blues, like a southern type restaurant. They have great tap room and everything. And then you move over to the Tasty Weasel, they call it, and that's the big production brewery. And they'll have all those beers there. Awesome. It's an awesome tap room to go to. Then they always have something on the hand pump or a one-off brew. And then, like a 5-minute drive from there is Left Hand Brewing, just across the road.
Yeah.
Just across the road.
Hey, look at
Left Hand's actually.
Here's this guy. I've never seen this guy, so he does arcade beer reviews.
Hey, this guy's awesome. I've been watching him for years.
Really?
Yeah, he does a really great job.
Look at this. He's got the Java. Okay, let's start hating on this guy. He's got the Java barrel aged version. My life sucks already.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's talk about that.
And he gets to play Pac-Man while he drinks it.
And he gets to and he gets to play Donkey Kong. He's got what in the background? Donkey Kong. He's got all these great actual games in the back, not just some console, not just some damn thing on your computer. This guy's got the actual game in the back. Yeah,
I watched this guy in I don't know if anyone's heard of Darwin.
No.
Darwin.
I'll see you guys. I'm going to take care of the film.
Okay, Zach. Hey, thanks for joining in, man.
I'll see you next
Later,
time.
Zach.
Oh, hell.
Big Zach.
Is this Jacob, what's up, man?
Odeed.
How you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time, bro.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Excellent.
Oh man, long time no
You
see,
made it.
bro.
It has been a minute, sir.
No doubt. So screw this video, but no. Hey, let me get to this Joe guy really quick. I don't know, because maybe he's even jumped in here before. I don't know, but dude, I'm hating on this guy just because he's had the Java version of this brewery that I'm currently having right now. And you know what I'm saying? And he's got games that I would love to play in the background. And so that's lots of reason to hate on. Whoa! Look at this guy. What did I tell you about this guy? Hey, this guy, right? Like this guy, look at this guy. He has got anybody that believe, you know what? This guy, for being a malt liquor guy, this guy has got the collection. Are you still a malt liquor guy?
Hey, I'm a malt liquor guy. I'm a pale ale guy. I'm an IPA guy. I'm all that stuff. So
He's got it. He has got the best collection of malt liquor. I mean, of craft beer ever. I mean, have you been making videos still, or what's going on, man? Give us an update into Odeed. I haven't actually talked to you for years.
Yeah. Well, first off, you were the first guy that I called out as far as I'm going to make a malt liquor video and call somebody out to drink malt liquor, whatever you want to call it. And you responded. So then I sent you the beer. And dude, okay, like last night I drank like a Steel Reserve Triple Export. I drank a Schlitz Blue Bowl. But today I'm drinking a barrel aged 1050 like that.
I mean,
There are no favorites.
This is the way I look at it, Joe. Is just like, you know what? I love filet mignon, but I also love Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You're damn right. When you put it like that, I'm still not going to drink malt liquor, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get your point at least. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have to admit, now maybe you won't remember or don't know, but the other guys do. I actually had some wine a week ago. I will admit.
Yeah.
I bought a huge bottle of wine for friends that were coming over. They didn't finish. I wasn't just going to pour the wine. So I finished the wine. It was about a glass. I enjoyed it. I won't buy it again, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was here,
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that, it's like that 2 o'clock call in the bar, right? You're like, okay, who's left? You'll do.
Yep. I feel you, sir.
But yeah, Taco Bell has its place, right? I mean, every once in a while, you still go to Jack in the Box, you get the 2 for 1, right? And you're like,
dude, and I don't know, you probably don't follow me on Instagram, but I put all my barbecue pictures up there where I'm doing ribs and
I'm gonna have to follow you on Instagram.
All that stuff. But then I still like McDonald's every once in a while, like of course, like why not? Because if you eat filet mignon every day, you're gonna get bored. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, dude, hams. I drink more hams now, probably than anything, to be honest. Because hams it's $10-11 for like a 24 pack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's good.
Decent beer. It's very decent beer.
We've just been having those conversations, because you've got a lot of the beers coming back. Actually, I've been rediscovering Schlitz.
Schlitz is great.
Schlitz is great. I mean, I am shocked at how good Schlitz is right now. To me, of the big macros that have been coming back, Pabst being another one. You've got who's some of the others, Mark?
Hams, like I said.
Hams.
Remember a couple months ago, I had Schaefer on the show. I bought a 30-pack of Schaefer.
Yeah,
Schaefer.
That Schaefer was good. It was really good.
Now it is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
And I did.
Yeah. But it is I'm loving Schlitz and actually Coors isn't a bad. The banquet beer is really
Yellow Bellies they're great.
It's kind of we had that discussion earlier tonight. You heard it about the cost of beer and how macro is catching up to the micro beers as far as cost. 6-pack for 6-pack. If you can still get a 6-pack of beer of the big boys and it's decent, and sometimes you just want to open a beer and I don't really want complicated, man. I just want to have a flipping beer and
drink a beer.
Yeah, and that's why Taco Bell still exists, right? Because
exactly, yeah.
We just had some incredible taco food porn on the show. And you know what? And you know what's hilarious is sometimes Taco Bell will be next to a really good restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And dude, I live in Southern California, basically Central Southern California. Right. So we get the bomb, like carne asada,
Yeah.
pastor, like carnitas, all that stuff. But sometimes I just want like a bean burrito from Taco Bell.
Yeah, right. Because they have the $1 menu and they're open till 2 a.m. Eat it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Really bad burrito, like a horrible burrito. Like,
okay, for anybody that's not familiar with Jack in the Box, Jack in the Box has a weed menu. All right, they have a menu that is made for people that smoke weed.
Dude, my lady went out 2 hours ago and got us fucking. I don't know if I can cuss on here.
You're
but,
all right. You're all right.
She got us Jack in the Box. I got a Jumbo Jack. Love a Jumbo Jack. Jumbo Jack is great, man.
But they've got that late night menu that is like full of these wacky combinations of stuff from Jack in the Box. That's like
100% targeted towards people that just out partying.
Exactly. As a matter of fact,
ready to eat.
If Herb Prophet is still in the chat, he'll be thumb upping us right now because he's like, I love Jack in the Box. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They've got that late night menu, and you can't tell me that's not made for people that smoke weed.
Oh yeah. When I lived in LA and I was like DJing all the time and I was broke, 99-cent Jumbo Jacks. They used to call me Jumbo Jake. That was my name back in the day.
and that was going to be another thing that I asked you. So you're not DJing anymore?
I do for fun, but I don't do it for
a living. Right, I get that.
For a living. I have a much better job now, so
yeah.
And
because was it you and your wife or you and your girlfriend that did that thing?
I mean, I started by myself, and then her and I got married, and then we like split up or whatever.
Okay.
And now I have like who's sitting right over there, a different girl who's awesome, wonderful. Like we're great. Everything's great. You know what I mean? I'm in a good relationship right now, which is cool. So
that is cool. That is very cool. Awesome, brother. Well, see, this is just Odeed being here is in the spirit of what I was talking about earlier. How
10 years of Share Beer, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, that's why Share Beer still needs to exist. You know what I'm saying? And it needs. Yeah. I am hoping that we can keep it on Tuesday. Like I said, even if it means moving it an hour or two forward, I think is what I'm saying. You know, even if that's what it means, and losing some East Coast people, then that, you know, we've lost West Coast people for years now. I mean, you know, it would be kind of their turn. You know what I'm saying? Is what I'm thinking. So it was, we would just have West Coast people coming back, and Odeed would be one of them. You're like, wow. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So this is amazing. It is great to see you. You know what? You're gonna laugh. I still have one of those beers you sent me.
Nice. That's dope.
I still have one.
I drank the one you sent me. You sent me a left-hand brewing Sawtooth Stout, barrel aged one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. When I did the Mickey's challenge. Yeah.
So
because that's not something I can get locally. So that means like somebody sent it to me and I turn around and send it to you.
That's awesome, man. And those, you know, those were the early days of beer trading, man. Like it barely existed.
Yeah. People, and it's, you know, the bad thing too, and I don't want to like diss on like the way the trading goes or whatever, but back then it was like, hey, there's a beer I really want or whatever, and like everyone wanted L. Smith Speedway Stout back in the day.
Yep.
And people would go, you know, like I don't really have anything that great. I'm like, where do you live? And they're like, oh, I live in Michigan. I'm like, send me some Two Hearted Ale, and you got yourself a deal.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I love Two Hearted Ale. Like you want some Speedway Stout? Like cool. Like that's, you know. And now it's like, oh well, I need a barrel aged like blah 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 blah. It's changed. You know, it's not the same. It's not like it used to be.
It's gotten all pinky out. You know, that's the problem with a lot of things, and we talk about that here on this show as well. Like, you know, there's a lot of things you can start taking yourself too damn serious. You're like, come on, man, it's beer, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's when I do get a chance, I like to put out that certain breweries are just sending the beers directly to you now. Like if you live in a particular state, boom, 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 they'll ship the beer to you now from the brewery. It doesn't get any better than that. You know what I'm saying? Order enough beer and your shipping goes down, and there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Russian River did that for a while, and then they stopped because they different like states had different beer laws, so they started getting in trouble, I guess, so they quit. Although probably most of you guys probably subscribe to like Tavour.
No, but
I don't.
Okay, Tavour is they basically like about 2 or 3 times a week they have a new beer. And you can see like, oh look, Tavour has like whatever beer it may be. And then you can say, okay, I want to buy that. And then you can then say, well, just ship me this beer or hold this beer until I get like a whole,
okay.
Yeah, however many beers you want. And then they'll ship you like, like a case of beer basically. Which is how I got, and if some of you guys know what Abraxas is from Perennial, I don't know if you guys have heard of it. That's how I first got Abraxas, was because Tavour had Abraxas, and that beer, if you haven't had it, it's bomb.
How are you spelling Tavour?
T-A, let me look it up.
Oh, is it T-A? Okay.
It's T-A-V-O-U-R.
Yeah, Tavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't done anything with them.
T-A-V-O-U-R?
Yeah.
O-U-R. And the great thing about them is like, okay, like, I DJ, so back in the day I used to be like in record pools. Then they would send you all these records you didn't want. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't really want these. But with Tavour, you pick, that's it. You pick what you want to buy. You can say, I want to buy this. I don't want to buy that. They ship it to you. That's how I first got Abraxas, which if y'all haven't had Abraxas from Perennial, that's like that's the original to me, like pastry stout. Like it has cinnamon in it and like, chilies. That's the OG like pastry, and that beer is phenomenal. I still have 1 bottle left, and so does my lady from last year. I haven't bought any this year, but yeah, that beer is amazing. See, they have Pseudo Sue. I don't know if you guys have ever had that beer, but
check that out. MPH out of what is this? 1090 Glenview, Illinois. A cayenne and pomegranate infused Imperial porter.
That used to be in the backyard, but not anymore. Yeah, that sounds good.
Man, a cayenne and pomegranate infused Imperial porter. That is fresh. That is new. That is something I need in my belly.
Yeah, Joe, and you can just order it, and they'll send you just that, or you can even say like, I want this beer, and then hold it, and then you can get a whole case of beer, and they'll send it to you like whenever you want.
That's cool, man. Thanks for the heads up on this one. And so you can get this app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, and start checking them out yourselves. Tavour, TAVOUR.com. So look them up, man. This sounds pretty cool. And they're smart to make an app of it right away and not just on the net.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. So here's pictures of them getting, I guess, tons of beer from Tavour. Wow. That is cool. Thanks for the heads up on that.
Yeah, there were 2 really good beers I got from them. Perennial Abraxas, like I said, and then have you ever had Dark Star from Fremont out of Washington?
Heard of that?
No.
That's barrel-aged Dark Star. When I went to JABF, I know Joe just went recently.
Yeah. Well, Mark did too, and so did Tom.
Yeah. When I went to JABF, there was 1 beer I went back for twice, and that was barrel-aged Dark Star from Fremont. That beer is amazing. Crazy.
There was, now I don't know about how long ago did you go?
I went in 2015.
Okay, it's not too long ago.
Yeah.
When we went, I can tell you, I didn't anticipate getting that full. I didn't anticipate. We were having so many flipping beers. I just, they were all mixing in after a while, man. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have the like pretzel like?
No, we didn't. I didn't know it. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff until we got in line. Or no, well, okay, wait a minute. Once we were walking up to the event, we started seeing people with pretzels and all these different sorts of arrangements around their neck. Right. And I kind of got that, okay, there's this sort of thing that goes into the event. And then what was awesome was people dressed up in costumes, and they really got into it. And I did not know any of that. That was incredible all in of itself. I love that. You know, Mark and Tom remember I was standing there, I was just like, yeah, this is great. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting, people into it. And but the beer was just intense, man. It's just so much beer.
Yeah, it's overwhelming, man. It's so what was funny is like the majority of what I drank when I was there, and I'm from the West Coast, so I mostly drank West Coast beer because I was like, oh man, the brewery, I'm like, oh, the brewery has Black Tuesday, so I'm gonna go drink that, or like, Cellar Maker's here, which I love Cellar Maker. They're from San Francisco. So I just drank all this West Coast beer, like.
Like, what the hell, right? Yeah. Now we did make an effort to try to get beers that we couldn't get in our specific area. We did try. My thing was, and I realized this very quickly, is look, I'm getting a sample from basically a half-gallon pitcher that's been sitting out there. I don't even know how long. So you can't truly judge the beer by that sample you're getting. It's
yeah.
So you're getting a sample from a keg that's poured into a pitcher, and all of it, you're like, they're having to do all this at such a quick rate because there's so many people there. And it's like any fest, really, as far as that goes. Is now there were some breweries that made an effort to specifically grab a bottle and crack it open. Now, in that case, you're getting an actual true sample, because they're cracking a bottle, they're pouring a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 samples, and that's it. That bottle's gone. Next bottle.
I think
that was a good test.
Brooklyn Brewery was doing that, right?
Brooklyn's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn was doing it.
There, and we would make there was 4 of us, right, Mark? There was 4 of us that went, I think.
Yep.
Or 4. And so
Tom and Paul.
Yeah. Between us, we would, oh yeah, that brewery, they're actually testing from bottles. And then you were like, yeah, let's go, because we knew that's a true sample, versus, and then the other ones that were pouring out of pitchers, you're like, okay, I'll try it. But, you'd still have to have, either a bottled later or right out of a fresh tap or something to truly judge what that beer is like. But in some cases, that's the only sample you're going to get from that brewery, period, no matter what you do. So you just have to.
You'll never have that beer again unless you go to GABF.
Right, GABF, or you happen to be in that little podunk town where that little brewery has come from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like Toppling Goliath, it's like from like Podunk, Ohio, or wherever the heck it's from. I don't even.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just never gonna have like Assassin, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm never gonna have that beer.
Are you Odeed on Untappd? I mean, on Instagram.
I think I'm. Let me look. I think I'm DJ Odeed.
DJ Odeed. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Two of the cool things that happened. Yeah, I'm DJ Odeed. 2 of the cool things that happened to me when I was at GABF is we went to the Oscar Blues tent, or whatever you want to call it. And this was before Barrel Aged 1050 was like out in cans, and the guy had a growler, and he had like a 32-ounce growler, and there was like about that much of it left, and he goes, "You guys just want this?" And I was like, "Thank you." So we just did it, and we were just like, "Woo!" Like we were pouring it, like drinking out of the growler, because it hadn't been released at that point, like as far as like cans go. So we were loving that. Yeah, that's me.
Let's start hating on him for a while. He could finish this story later. Dude, let's talk about crusty bread. Look at the chips. Dude, details matter when it comes to food porn.
Yep.
The authentic chips like that. Yes. Okay. What is this? What is this? Pork or something? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pork.
Oh, and
pork with peppers.
And peppers and tomatoes. Nice crusty bread. Yep. Oh, onions in there. Yes, right? That is.
I'll just take a Mickey D's 99-cent.
Oh, that is just right. Look at it.
That's great. I see a KBS, and right below that, I see a Country Club malt liquor. That's beautiful.
Yep. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, this is excellent. Look at that. Oh, tri-tip. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, man, these guys got some great food porn happening here. Look at this. Oh. Look at that Christmas ham, Mark. Now, Mark does some of this because he's got the big green egg. So.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Mark, I got a homie who has a big green egg. He loves it.
Yeah, it is. If you're going to have just one piece of outdoor cooking equipment, that's pretty much it.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, because you can slow like smoke on it, and then you can sear the heck out of something too.
Yeah, you can get that thing up to 800 degrees if you want. You can run it at 250 all day long if you want to.
Oh, I love it. Canadian breakfast stout and hams right on top of that picture. I love it. That is so beautiful.
I have not been able to get my hands on this CBS yet, but I have to admit I haven't made much of an effort either.
Joe, if you want one, hit me up, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'll definitely. I'm able to get that beer if it's available now that I'm in Arizona. In New Mexico, it was a different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely, yeah, you're kicking my Instagram to pieces here, man. I definitely love all the meat on here. You know, hey, when another man compliments your meat, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're doing pretty good. You know.
Hey, Joe, like real talk, dude. If you can't find a CBS and you want one, let me know, dude. I'll hook you up.
Thanks. Yeah, there's my Instagram. You know.
Yeah, I follow you.
See, that's the go to work alarm. We can ignore that one.
The go to work alarm.
That's I love that, right? Yeah, we can ignore that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're following Odeed now, man. Yeah, there's some great food porn on there. I love that.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, very good.
Excellent. Yeah. Mark's got the big green egg, so he does that on there.
Yeah, and, like I said, I got a homie who's actually like a craft beer guy too. He has a big green egg and he loves it, man. He swears by it. Like he thinks it's great.
It's I've had mine for 11 years, and yeah, it still looks pretty much the same as when I got it.
What's this latest smoker I've been hearing about? Dan Patrick talks about it because it's one of his latest sponsors. But I mean, it still looks like a kick-ass smoker. It's like a wood-fed or pellet-fed smoker sort of deal. What is it? Traeger?
Yeah. Traegers are all the rage right now. I mean, they sell at Home Depot and Costco and everywhere.
Oh, do they? Okay.
I used to have one. I used to have a Traeger.
You used to have one. Okay, talk about that. So why did you not have one anymore?
Okay, I used to have a Traeger, and I used to have a Traeger when they were American made. They were made in Oregon.
Oh.
And you would call, and they would thank you for calling Traeger. Now when you call, it's thank you for calling Traeger. Please press 1, blah blah blah, because they like sold out to a company in China.
Yeah. They sold out. Yeah.
So I have a Mac pellet smoker.
A Mac. Nice. Apple makes smokers?
No.
I already know the answer to that. But as a Mac guy, I would buy that smoker. You know what I'm saying?
It's MAK, not MAC, but
that is awesome. But you would still have to, dude, if you're an Apple guy, why would you not buy a Mac smoker? Mm-hmm. You're like, it's built in the name. Right? That is
what
awesome.
Is when Traeger sold out to the guys in China, this guy Bruce, who used to like work and design for Traeger, he's like, well, I'm not really down with this. So he started he went to this fabrication company in Oregon and was like, hey, can you make pellet smokers? Like if I give you like a design, can you make these smokers? And they were like, yeah, for sure. So
okay.
Yeah, it's basically like a steel like fabrication company that makes these like smokers for him. Is what it is.
Okay. All right.
And they're like the Ferraris of pellet smokers.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, my mag is crazy, dude. It's got 3 probes. You can like set it to where like if it's at one temperature, like 2 hours in, it'll go like to a different temperature. Like
oh man,
you can program. It's crazy. Like this, the way the thing.
So let me show these Traeger grills for anybody that's not familiar with Traeger. I wasn't either, but I do listen to Dan Patrick a lot, and he's I mean, they're always. If you watched it, I listen to them more than I watch, but when I watch, they always have meat in the morning, right? They're always like grilling something over there. So anybody not familiar with Traeger, that's the grill, the smoker and the grill we were talking about earlier. This is them. Some pretty decent grills, nevertheless, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get into like smoking and you like, you know, like you're a basic level like smoker, you know, barbecue or whatever, they're great.
Holy crap, look at these things. Double commercial grill. Wow. And look at this one.
The trailer smoke. Yeah.
Dear cool. God, you got to be hardcore, man. Now, what was the name of the one you were talking about? The MAK, right?
Yes, MAK grills. If you look that up, it should come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, bigpapasmokers.com maybe or no?
Big Papa.
Oh, right here, MAK Grills, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's taking a second. Here we go. Yeah, look at these things. 3-star General. Look at that. You can recognize sometimes when you look at certain equipment.
Yeah.
Well,
these are all 304 stainless. If y'all know about like your metals.
Yeah, it's you know what you'll probably slap me, but I've got a grill in my backyard that's made by a small maker out of Santa Fe Springs, California, and they're incredibly expensive, and I've used it twice. Like I hardly grill anymore. It's insane. I've got this excellent grill in the backyard, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's me. You know what I'm saying? By myself. Yeah. So I mostly just
but you're eastbound and down, rode it up and right? You just
no. I'm not. No, I'm not. No,
you're not.
I'm home every day, but I still only like it since it's just me. I hate to go through all the process of firing up a grill and doing all that when I could just like fire up my cast iron on the stove and cook a steak like what I feel like is just as damn good. Mm-hmm. Now, if it was for other people and all that stuff, then sure. But if it's just me, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I've got a serious cast iron collection by now. I got the bug to collect cast iron.
You know, if there's a zombie apocalypse, you've got plenty of weapons just in case.
Yeah, no. If there's ever a need for cast iron weapons, I have got it, my friend. You bet. Yeah.
Yeah, my pops collects them. He likes to go to garage sales and like, you know, estate sales and like find old ones that are all beat up and like, you know, clean them up and all that stuff. Yeah, he's kind of into that.
I have to admit, yeah, like like someone made a video on the latest like Lodge cast iron stupid wok skillet, and I'm like, oh, I gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like that. I'm at that age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where it's like me with records or you know craft beer. Yeah. Like I have to have it all. Give it to me all.
Now Mark's got a friend of his show. Mark has a film photography show, and he's got a friend of his show that has a huge record collection. Like I mean, he's got I don't know what is he at? Does he have?
He's several thousand at this point. I'm several hundred, but yeah, Wes is several thousand.
Okay, let me. I'll take you guys into the record room because
boy, here we go. We're on a field trip now in the Odeed household. Now, what's your beer cellar like these days?
It's not as crazy as it used to be, but it's more out of control than I'd like it to be. Let me put it that way. Yeah, I keep selling stuff, and I probably shouldn't even say that on the internet. I keep selling stuff off, but then I keep buying more stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can see like.
Yeah,
wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. That is record porn right there, man. That is vinyl porn.
Yep.
And I don't know how many are there, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a couple thousand. I'd give it. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice collection. Yeah, because I've got zero vinyl. Zero. I have people that literally try to give me CDs. Give them to me. Here, Joe. Hey, check. You know, man, seriously. I really have nothing to even play them on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have had people try to literally send me DVDs, send me CDs of this or that. And I mean, well, look at that. Oh, look at this. He's showing off this bastard.
By the way.
Look at these. Oh, we're going to have to boot him off the show. Swear to God.
I think, well, I won't even pull it out, but I'll just tell you guys. I think.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, please don't pull it out.
Yeah, whip it out, baby. Pull it out, baby. Yeah.
I think the thing that I have that most people want is my lady and I, we have 4 of the Vietnamese rye speedway stouts from AleSmith.
Wow.
Okay.
Those are delicious. Those are good.
Have you had the Hawaiian one?
You know what? We had the Hawaiian one last Thursday. We went to a party in Visalia. It's like an hour north of where we live, and her and I were like, it was all right.
No? Yeah, had it on tap. Might have been better on tap.
Yeah, we had been drinking a lot, though, at that point when we drank. I mean, but I also have, like, I think the oldest beer I have is, I still have a 2000 Horny Devil from AleSmith.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I have like all kinds of crazy stuff in there. Like, just old rent. I have a Damnation 23 from Russian River. Okay.
So, you know, now something just happened to me. I just remembered. I said, and I was gonna bring it up as one of those thought pieces on the show here, and since you're here now, Odeed, I'll give you first chance to respond to this. Part of my problem. Now, part of the problem with moving from Albuquerque to Phoenix, bigger city and so forth, more opportunity here in Phoenix, right? Supposedly, depending on what you're doing. You know, part of that is like going to the grocery store. And in certain areas, not every area has this problem in Phoenix, but, you know, I would like to go to the grocery store and walk out to my vehicle without being hit up for some sort of change or, you know, for some groceries or, you know, can you buy me some groceries? Does anybody else have this problem? You know what I'm saying? Like making you feel like you know what I'm saying? Like, and
Joe, like I live in California, which probably has the highest overhead and the lowest return of probably any state, I would say.
Yeah.
The taxes here, and I don't want to get into like political stuff, but the taxes here are like ridiculous. And I don't know. Okay, like we have really small towns here, like Early Mart and Pixley and Delano, and they're mostly like the population is mostly Hispanic, and they're mostly like, you know, agricultural. And I'm a farmer myself, so I know what most of these people get paid. Like I don't know how you make $10 an hour, but then your registration is $200 for your car, and then your gas is $3.50 a gallon, and then I don't know how like I don't know how that like equates. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how these people like survive. Like,
Right.
And then they tax you 13% state tax.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand. But then we also have in California, we have San Francisco, where the rent and the cost of living there is the most expensive in the entire country. Like people there, if you have a even like a condo, it's like $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this huge like gap. Like there's no like middle class in California at all. You're either rich or you're broke. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
You're done. So yeah, I mean, and I know I'm kind of like going off topic of what you said, sort of. I don't know how some of these people live here. I mean, I'm a farmer and I have a good job, and I'm basically living off of, I'm the third generation of the farmer. So thankfully, like my dad, worked his butt off. And now I'm taking over for him. So I'm good. But like these people that, and the people that work for me, I don't pay them minimum wage. I pay them more than that, because there's no way you could live off a minimum wage in California. There's no way. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my response is I don't know. Yeah. That's my response.
I'd be interested to hear from like Mark or Bomb Tom in your areas. I know you live in big metro areas as well. What's your response? And I get that people are struggling. I get that, man.
Right. But I also think people need to work. Like you need to work. You know what I'm saying?
Now I can only speak for my specific area, and that's Phoenix. And Phoenix you can't go anywhere here right now. And I get some of these jobs may not be the most high paying jobs, but it's still Phoenix. It's not a seriously expensive place to live. If you want cheap rent, you can find it. It's not going to be in the most best part of town, but it's still something.
Right.
And you can get by. You know what I'm saying?
I should have that too, Joe. I should have said, you know what? If you work, you can.
It's not like and I'm talking Phoenix specifically. There's jobs, my friend. I know other parts of the country are hurting, not Phoenix. If you want a job, it's because you really are getting a little pinky out. You don't want. I'm not gonna do a specific.
Well, Phoenix is one of the. And I could be wrong, but I heard it was one of the fastest growing countries.
Cities, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry,
it is like a different country, but yeah, it's just like
no, we get a little bit of that here. I mean, if you go into the city of Atlanta proper, there's a little more of that, but I mean, compared to you in California, Odeed, I mean, we have much lower cost of living by a dramatically lower amount, but that's, I don't know. I get hit up a couple times a week, probably. Somebody standing outside the store wanting some extra cash. My family's stuck in a hotel and I need to get to Athens, Georgia.
I get it.
The old gas trick.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
Gas in my car. My car needs brakes, or I need a muffler, and if I don't get it, they're going to repossess my car.
I've got those same stories, man. Oh,
yeah.
I have the same thing out. I mean, most of it's out here is it's a lot of drug addicts standing asking for money.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going to say. I mean, I've had a few people that you just know that they're just strung out, and anything you give them is just going to go to the next hit,
Yeah.
Well, what we do, at least, I mean, like I mentioned before, like I'm a farmer, so I don't really give to people like on the street, but what I do is like we donate to like 4-H, which like is the Future Farmers of America.
Sure.
To like some kid who's going to college, we donate. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the best way to.
Yeah.
Sure. And I'm all for those sorts of things. I'm specifically just talking about the panhandling in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like
You get down to the parking lots in Atlanta. The big thing is, hey, I can help you park your car. You know, I'll show you how to park your car. I was like, no,
I'll show you where I'm going to park my car.
Yeah, that's a new one. I haven't.
40 years. I got it figured out. You know,
I haven't heard that one. And I'll give you an example that happened to me as well here. And I want to ask Bum how his opinion is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Everything that you guys are saying, it's not non-existent in Pittsburgh, but where I live in the eastern suburbs, and I wish Paul was still in here. But the area that I'm in now is not great, but there is I don't experience any panhandling until I get in within the city limits. Once I get in there, yeah, it's there, and it's mostly in the downtown area of Pittsburgh. As you expand away from downtown in the various, outskirts of the downtown area, it's there, but it's less and less. And as I'm in the suburbs and where I live at, it's virtually non-existent. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever encountered what you guys are saying in any of my local supermarkets or even in my own neighborhood.
Wow.
In any
That's fantastic. It's actually
non-existent.
Yeah.
Hey, Bo, how far are you from New Kensington?
I'm in Penn Hills, if you know where that is, Odeed.
I don't, but if y'all will remember, there was a gentleman who used to make. Well, initially he made craft beer videos, and then he started making malt liquor videos.
Yes, I know exactly.
Oh, is that where Bitter Poet Madman is from? Yeah. I always wondered where he was from. I'm familiar with his videos. I always wondered where he was from. And I'm actually, I still have business in New Kensington. I get my hair cut there. I do a few other things. And one of the greatest original beer places in Pittsburgh is in New Kensington, House of 1,000 Beers.
Dude, he works there.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, okay. All right.
I haven't been there for 2 years since the new owner took over because the prices just went.
Took me there 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Yeah. Yep.
He currently works there now?
I'm from Pittsburgh originally.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, dude, he works there now. I met, well, I don't want to say his real name, but Bitter Poet Madman through YouTube. Him and I are like, he's probably one of my best friends at this point. I met him through these YouTube videos, and in fact, I talked to him on the phone today for like an hour. Like him and I talk on the phone all the time, dude. And it was just funny that you're from Pittsburgh. So I was like, oh yeah, because he always says New Can this, New Can that. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah.
I'm about 25 minutes from New Kensington.
Dude, wow. Go to House of 1,000 and tell him what's up.
Wow.
I'll have to go there. Next time I'm in town, we'll have to maybe we'll meet up there, Bum. That'd be a good place to meet up.
So if like I said, it's been a few years. So if I go down to House of 1,000, should I just walk in and ask for Bitter Poet Madman?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should just walk in and
that'd be great.
Well, you know what? I've seen his videos. Now that I know he works there, I could walk in and look for him.
Mm-hmm. Dude, he is he's probably one of my best friends, to be honest. Like, I love that guy, man. He's
wow.
He seems like a really intelligent person.
He is. He's very smart.
With a wry sense of humor.
Yes, and anybody like that, I'm like, dude, if you're smart and funny, like you're my homie. You know
what? Odeed is from the old school of the YouTube beer reviews. I wouldn't even consider it share beer days. I would consider it beer review days because that was kind of pre-beer share beer. But I do miss those days a lot, like because even though a lot of us had, well, not a lot of us, but some of us had our differences, the beer review community was tight.
Yeah, there were only like 20 or 30 of us, really.
We all knew each other or knew of each other at least. And now, like, I just seen somebody right now I had never seen before in my life. You know what I'm saying? And he's been making videos for apparently years. And I have no, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything as far as, like, just because I haven't seen it, it doesn't mean anything. But it's like, it's just changed so much. And you miss, the good old days, God damn it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, But getting back to Bum's point, Paul's still in the chat, and Paul says, "I'm here on the chat." Yes, city limits only. Pitt was an experience too. So yeah.
Here's the original name of House of 1,000 Beers. It used to be called Six and Save.
Wow.
Hold that up again. I want to send it.
Souvenir T-shirt.
Retro.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Show that to him.
Look at that. Yeah.
You got the picture, Odeed?
There we go.
Got it?
I got it. Thank you.
Okay.
What year is that T-shirt from, Bum?
About 10 years ago.
Okay. Yep.
Dude,
that's awesome.
That's BPM's like hangout. That's where he not only works, but he goes, when I go out and drink. Dude, they'll have 20-ounce Two Hearted for $3, $4, something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Dude. The original owner of the place who sold it 2 years ago.
Right.
His name was Dave. I have a history with him going back to all his old businesses in New Kensington, going back more than 20 years. The place used to be called Jez, J-E-Z.
Okay.
And he had a couple different locations. Now that's with an E, Mark, not an I.
There's a lot of clarity happening on this show.
Yeah.
You realize that? There's a lot of, let me be specific here. Because there's a lot of misinterpretation, for misinterpretation. Yeah.
E.
Yeah. And I was with him as he expanded and bought a few locations and got bigger and bigger. And he bought House of 1,000 Beers, and he had grand ideas for that place. And I thought, nobody's going to buy these expensive beers in New Kensington. They just want to come there and buy 40s. And my God, the place just exploded, and I was as wrong could be.
Yeah. Well, Poet said one of the first times he went in there, he just went in there to buy probably a 40 or whatever, and then he heard some commotion over here, and he was like, "What's going on over there?" It's like, "Oh, they have a bar? I didn't even know they had a bar."
Mm-hmm.
So he went over there. Dude, you've probably met Poet. I bet you've met Poet before, and you just
I haven't been there in more than 2 years. So I don't know how long he worked there.
Okay, he used to work there before the new owner, and then they let him go. And I hope I'm not putting Poet on fucking blast, whatever. I cussed again. I'm sorry. But he worked there, and they were like, "Well, we got to let you go," and he was like, "All right." I even told Poet, I was like, "You'll be back, dude. You'll be back." And sure enough, about a year and a half, 2 years later, they hired him back.
Okay. Well, maybe I have crossed paths with him at one time or another.
Yeah, you probably have, dude. Probably have.
Yeah. I will ask you this, Odeed. I know he's retired from making YouTube videos on camera. I will ask you this. Is he still involved in YouTube videos in one form or another?
Okay, I am going to
plead the fifth.
You just answered my question. Thank you.
I'm actually not going to. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do I'm going to put him on blast, and he's probably going to hate me for doing this. He's going to start doing videos again soon, but not drinking videos. He's going to do some other kind of videos.
Okay.
He was pretty entertaining.
Under the same name?
That's him, and I had a very long conversation on the phone, and he goes, "So I want to start making videos again, but I don't want them to be drinking videos. Should I start a new channel?" And I was like, "Dude, I didn't start a new channel. All I did was all my drinking videos, they're unlisted.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the link, you can see them if you want. So now it's all barbecue stuff. But I said, dude, just start again. Just start doing what use your old channel and just do whatever you want to do." So he's going to start making videos again under the same channel, but they're not going to be about drinking.
Okay, that's cool.
I'll just do that.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Never totally ceased his YouTube involvement over the years, correct?
It's just it's like Godfather, you try to get out and they pull you back in.
Nice.
There's no escape.
Nice. Yeah. Now, see, Odeed, one of the things that has happened is the Share Beer, we have our own investigations department, and as you can say, and you are talking to it. Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, we have Billy D is actually the Share Beer investigations department.
Okay.
He's
So
the top department, right?
Just in case you didn't know. So if you ever happen to
on the case,
yes, Billy D is on the case. So if you ever run into Billy D,
then I know.
Just saying, you're on record, even when you're not on record, right?
Yeah, it was, and I mean, again, I don't want to put like my homie on blast because dude, Poet is one of my best friends.
Sure.
Like, I love that guy. But he's gonna come back soon, and none of y'all can even guess as to what he's going to be talking about because it's not going to be beer or anything like that. It's going to be something.
The only reason I asked the question is in watching one of the major malt liquor video makers videos recently, he mentioned Poet's name.
Really?
And he tied it in with something that I was familiar with. And I was like, oh, him and him. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I heard, and every once in a while I will go like onto certain like people's like malt liquor, videos and check them out. And I'm like, oh, I got mentioned again. Son of a bitch. Like,
I think I have heard you either shouted out or cussed out by a few of the guys over the time that I've been watching.
Well, you know what? That brings back, we're going down memory lane with Odeed here, but you remember the BDU.
Oh, for sure.
Of course.
I was part of that.
Yeah, of course you remember the BDU.
Yep.
And how big they were and how crazy those guys were. And that's actually it kind of, I don't know, it kind of came from that, our Malt Liquor Report that we have now, our Malt Liquor segment that we have now. But the BDU was just such a huge part of what I did, that's for sure. And meeting you and everything, it was instrumental. How many of those guys are still around? Do you hear from them or anything?
I mean, I hear more, or I know more about like the 40 ounce guys, like 40 ounce malt liquor guys. I'm still in contact with 40 ounce Fear.
Yeah.
There's some other guys that are like more or less known. Like I know Joe Mongar and his brother, and I'm trying to think. Of course, I still watch Jay Vega. If he ever makes like a video.
Yeah.
We mentioned him on the Malt Liquor Report earlier.
Yeah, dude. Jay Vega, dude, I'm like subscribed to probably like 7 or 8 of them, and Jay Vega is one of them. 40 ounce Fear is one of them. I'm still subscribed to Falstaff.
Yeah.
Oh, Falstaff is great. I love Falstaff.
Dude, Falstaff is a legend. He's a legend. Yeah. But then there's like other old school guys that don't make videos anymore. Like First 13, he was like this Mexican dude. Like he used to make videos. Classic. Yeah. He knows what's up. And then there was like Walty 79, and there was all kinds of old school dudes that don't make videos.
Is Walty 79? Is he still alive? Because I hear them make references to him being dead, and I know when they say somebody's dead, a lot of times it just means dead on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it just means dead on YouTube. I don't think they actually know.
Who was the guy that was supposed to be the quote unquote ringleader or the president of the BDU? And he was from Alabama, and he always wore a cowboy hat, real thin white dude.
Cowboy in 10.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. He was pretty out there. And I remember it was Smell Pickle that was trying to get me into that whole group there.
Yeah.
Smell Pickle.
Smell Pickle. Yes, I know Smell Pickle.
And but Jay Vega's the one that actually got the Malt Liquor Report started, because we didn't know who Jay Vega was, and for years, was it years, Bum, that he
every week
he would malt liquor the show.
Dude,
he would.
Yeah, I know. I used to I used to come in and like just watch like your show, and then it's like Jay Vega go malt liquor.
Yeah,
every week for years.
2 words.
Yeah, and then finally, Bum, I guess, just decided to look him up, and he was like, "Do you realize who this Jay Vega is?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "No, of course I don't know who he is." That he was like, "Yeah, you might want to look into it."
Dude, I was like, "Dude, I at one point had like his real name and like his address, because him and I did like beer trades for a while."
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Jay Vega's a cool dude. Jay Vega is
no. Don't get me wrong. All it's mostly shtick with me. I mean, all these guys seem like cool dudes to me.
They all seem like cool guys.
Jay Vega is cool. Like Falstaff is cool. 40-ounce Fair is cool. Like all these are cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just something you have to do for
it's that stick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, that's actually between Smell Pickle and Smell Pickle tried hard back in the day to get me in the BDU, and I was like, yeah, no, dude, I'm good. I'm completely good. The
BDU got very messy very fast. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they went down real quick, it seemed like.
Yeah, it got way out of hand, like too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did not want my videos attached to anything they were doing, bro. It was just
I don't blame you.
Too crazy. I was like, yeah, no.
I don't blame you at all for that. Like,
because I've had a lot of people try to bring like me into their like system, right. Promising a lot of this, that, and the other. And still do actually. I still get like these recruitment emails and all these sorts of things weekly at a minimum. And I just never have. I like to keep my videos or within the community. You know what I'm saying? Within the Shared Beer community. But yeah, that was some of the first of it was back then with the BDU. That's why it always sticks in my mind, is because that was some of the more aggressive people from back then. When YouTube actually, I missed those days because it was pretty clear what YouTube wanted you to do, and now it's just so kind of mixed in. I don't know. I don't really know what they want you to do, and now I've been kicked out of the partnership. Actually, it's
commercial now. It's turning into.
I'm sorry.
You got kicked out?
I recently got kicked out. Yes.
You're like, to me anyways, you're like the nicest, like you're like the fucking sorry.
You're okay, man. You're okay.
You're like the greatest like YouTube guy. I like, dude, you're so nice and you're always like PC. I'm like, how are you kicked out, Joe? Like, if you can't like be part of the YouTube community, like I have no hope at all, like none.
Yeah, there are people that are really good. I mean, really good, and they're willing to do what it takes to get the numbers that YouTube wants these days. And it's just not clear, since the partnership program started, and you're already talking a bunch of years ago.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But since it started, it's changed majorly. It's changed a bunch of times, but majorly at least 3 times that I can think of. And this last time, I don't understand it. I just don't understand what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to achieve those numbers.
Like I say, you just put some cats at the front of the video and you're good.
Yeah, I actually fully intended to show people that email if you want. I don't know if I still got it. Let me see.
How do they go about that? Sorry, you're not a partner with us.
They just said, yeah, we've changed our rules. Basically, sorry, too bad.
Yeah, it's
kind of like when they cut me off. There's like your channel's been deleted. send us a message if you have any problems, and they never responded. So
yeah, here we go. I might be able to show you. Yeah, I thought I deleted it, but I still have it. So here we go. Watch. Here we go. I'll show you the email. I'm no longer in the partnership program.
You're screwed.
Here you go. So
Joe D.
Yeah, Joe D. Today we are announcing changes to the YouTube Partner Program. While our goal remains to keep the YPP open to as many channels as possible, we recognize we need more safeguards in place to protect revenue across the YouTube ecosystem. Under the new eligibility requirements announced today, your YouTube channel, Joe D, is no longer eligible for monetization because it does not meet the new threshold of 4,000 hours of watch time within the past 12 months. So, and 1,000 subscribers as well.
Yeah.
As a result,
you're at 10,000 subscribers, aren't you?
I've now lost. I'm not over 10,000 anymore.
Okay.
I used to be. I think if I was still over 10,000, unfortunately, you know, I didn't, and I still really, it's hard to make me care about the numbers still.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make me give a rip about the numbers.
Yeah.
And part of it's this format. Part of it is what's hilarious. This is what cracks me up. Is I you know, from reading that email and so forth, I understand some of the numbers. I still don't get how you're supposed to get there and all these sorts of things. I see some of the other big YouTubers that do get those numbers talk about how they get the numbers, and I'm like, yeah, right, that ain't happening, dude.
Yeah.
You know. But what's funny is some of the YouTubers that do get those views, you know, at a minimum, but they get way more than that now. And I've some guys I'm in contact with, and they do get those numbers, and the things they're willing to go through to get those numbers are things I'm not willing to do. You know, but a lot of those guys are going to live streams too. I mean, like, you're starting to see more and more. Who is the guy? Marquise Houston. He does like a lot of the reviews for tech and stuff like that. Even he's doing live streams now. Like, YouTube is talking out of both sides of its mouth because it wants you to live stream.
Yep, and I want you to do videos every day.
Right, because they want to keep up with Facebook and all the other people that are live streaming, the gaming live streams. They want to keep up with that. And what are we doing here? I mean, you know, so yeah, some of the bigger.
It's almost like they want the cake and eat it too, because they want you to do as much as you can, but then they want to demonetize you when they want to.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, I haven't got a check from YouTube since they did the other change, so it's ridiculous.
You know what's funny, Joe? Just real quick, I make my own music, and back when I used to do like the 40 videos or whatever, so I make my own music under the name Odeed, and then like I had an aggregator or a distribution company.
Matter of fact, put it out there, Odeed. I want to make sure that anybody watching this video even later will get the chance to check out your music. You
could just dude, if you go to Google and you go ODEED, it'll be me pretty much. But yeah, I used to when I was doing my 40 videos, I played my own music, and then I got flagged for my own music from YouTube.
Yeah, right. They're a little oversensitive.
No. I was like, that's not how it works. Like that.
It's my music, stupid. You know?
Yeah.
I made it, and you're censoring me from my own music, you idiot.
Yeah,
you know?
Me, for my own music. Yeah, exactly. Because we were with a, I mean, back in the day, it used to be called like a distribution company, but now it's called an aggregator. So an aggregator is the one that sends like your music to iTunes and Amazon and blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah, the aggregator flagged my music and said like, "Oh no, you can't play that."
Yeah, that's hilarious because I'm everything.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You're saying this is a triangle. I am literally everything. You know?
Yeah.
The only thing in the middle is you, and you're getting in the way, right? Yeah. Yeah, like it is crazy. I took music out of my videos for that specific reason. I was getting flagged too much. And then, when I was getting paid for the videos,
which are not anymore, right?
No, I haven't got a check in.
Yeah, I haven't gotten jack.
I haven't got a check in at least a year. At least a year. But even when I was getting paid, I realized quickly that some of the people that I was getting offers from preferred videos that didn't have music in them. You know what I'm saying? Some of the other breweries and so forth that did use my videos, and I was very thankful for that. Preferred videos that didn't have music in them, so they could do different things that they wanted with it.
Right.
And that was enough for me, man. I was like, okay. On top of YouTube taking away a lot of my videos that had the music in them, because in those days they would just shut down the video.
They're just like block it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the video, it ain't like now where they have the ability to take out the sound or just the music, or now they just like don't let you make the revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they put a link to the music in the video or whatever. Back in the day, they just deleted the video or made it private or whatever they did. So it was like your video didn't even exist, So I'm like, screw that, So I just started putting no music in them,
Mm-hmm.
Now they have all this. What do you call it? Friendly music. What do you call that? Oh my God! What do you call that, Mark? The non-copyrighted music,
royalty free.
Right.
Yeah, royalty free.
Yep.
Music, and they have it directly. I mean, you can get it. They have a whole store on YouTube where you can select different styles, and there's tons and tons. It was difficult, several years ago to find any of that stuff.
Yeah, so I can basically like cut my ribs, and it's like, boop, 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 boop. It's like some weird like YouTube song that like. Like I'm cutting my ribs, and like there's this weird ass song like playing the.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool because back, and I'm sure that it's still out there, but back in the day it's what it felt like, more communication between people in different media angles of this thing, and people would get in touch with people, and I felt like I would hear from people that made jingles and made these sorts of things a lot more than I do now. Because I did hire a guy to make jingles for me, and I had jingles and I had intros and that sort of thing. And
well, even back in the day, dude, I mean, the whole reason why like it was like the 40 times 10 was because you had 10 minutes. Drink your 40 because
that's right. Yeah.
That was the limit.
Yeah. That was the limit. Yeah.
That was all the time you had. Like YouTube gave you 10 minutes and you better get done.
That's right.
So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is there a limit nowadays? Even when you're just starting?
Nope.
See, that was a partner privilege.
Right. More than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you were making anything more than 10 minutes, you knew they were a partner.
Mm-hmm.
See, and initially it was nothing over 10 minutes, and then it was if you're a partner, you can do longer than 10 minutes, and then now you can just, go as long as you want.
Yeah, so it's almost like, what's the incentive to be a partner? Period. Like, what's?
Yeah, I don't really get it. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't really care.
Yeah, and those are the things that stopped making sense to me a long time ago. Like, okay, what am I doing here? What's the perk? Now I know there's certain perks behind the scenes that I get, and I'm wondering what's going to end now that I'm considered not a partner, or I don't even know. I don't know if they're saying I'm not a partner, if I'm just not making revenue anymore. I'm not qualified for making revenue, but I'm still a partner. How is this going to work? I know I've been cut out though, and that's, well, whatever,
Which is like it's. I mean, that's pretty messed up considering. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I consider you like old school YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like OG YouTube. Like, I mean, how long you been making videos, Joe?
It's what is it coming up on 10 years, right, Mark?
Right.
That's pretty close. Yeah.
I think it is 10 years actually.
Yeah.
I think 2018 is 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So they should give you, in my opinion, like some kind of respect, but I guess they don't. I mean, they just do whatever.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at the email again, I'm looking at it and it says, as a result, your YouTube channel will lose access to all monetization tools and features associated with the YouTube Partner Program on February 20th, 2018, unless you surpass this threshold in the next 30 days. Accordingly, this email serves as a 30-day notice that your YouTube Partner Program terms are terminated.
Oh,
you, sir, are terminated.
I just want to go on like YouTube right now and make a fucking video, and excuse my French, where like I play like Two Live Crew, pop that pussy, and just like go.
dilly. Yeah, I am terminated from the partnership program.
You are terminated, Jody.
You are terminated.
Like an eviction notice.
But you can say
that's harsh, isn't it?
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Damn you. I'll be back. Right?
You should email that to them. See what they say.
This has been a lot of rejection already in the third week of the year. Like,
can only get better.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can only go up from here, right?
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah, now see, we have Craig in there, and it sounds like he said monetization will stop. Yeah. When someone tells you are terminated, that's it, right? Like,
Joe, I have a full 40 of St. Ides and a Two Live Crew record that just wants to fucking be like. I just want to be like.
Exactly, right? So what do you got there, Bum? What is that?
A new one from Sierra. No Good IPA.
Oh, No Good IPA.
I have not seen that.
Single hop IPA or not?
You know what? It's pretty vague on the this came from the newest four-way IPA 12 pack. Straightforward American IPA, just enough malt body, blah blah blah. Joe will have to look it up. I don't even see an IBU listed here.
Wow, from Sierra. Wow, I'm looking on Untapped.
6.2 ABV.
Oh, but it's spelled
KNOW.
KNOW. Yeah, I didn't spell it right. I spelled it NOW. There it is. Okay, it's got a different label on here.
Really?
Of course.
This is okay. Here's the controversy. Now, Sierra Nevada on Untapped has a different label, but the people posting have a different label. This is interesting. The people posting have your label. Sierra Nevada has this label. Look at this.
Ooh.
A colored label versus a black and white label.
Oh, are we getting back into that again?
Yes, we are. We are. This is the technical show, right? And as a matter of fact, we've had one color reference go the wrong way.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So this is the beer that Bum is having right now.
Oh, good.
No Good with the K. No Good with the K.
Of course.
So there we are, Chino, California, Sierra Nevada, 5,400 ratings. Okay, total 1,800 in the last 30 days. So this is a beer I need to find. 6.2% ABV, 62. Also, wow, look at that. 62 IBUs and a 3.82 rating. Man, this is a good beer.
Sorry, Tom, you can't have it.
Shucks.
Below your level.
It specifically says in the bottom of the description, when it comes to IPA, Tom is not allowed to have this beer.
It does say that on my label.
It's 0.12 below his threshold.
That is amazing that it says that, Tom. It specifically says, yeah, when it comes to IPA, Tom is not allowed to have this beer. That's crazy. Everybody sees that, right?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm gonna try to buy it at the liquor store. I'm gonna hand them.
I didn't think it was,
yeah, they're gonna be like, "Oh, wait, you're that Tom." No,
I didn't think it was there, and I looked closely, and I was like, "Tom can't buy it." I was like, "That's not very nice." But hey, you know what? It is what it is, sir. I'm sorry.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer's trying to look at the poster and he could see it, and Elaine's boss couldn't see it, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I see it." You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, Joe, are you a fan of the Seinfeld?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Not a one.
No.
I'd like to return this jacket on what grounds? Out of spite.
Exactly. Yeah, out of spite, yes.
I had a pony.
But you already said spite.
My mother had pony.
What's hilarious is that everybody knows Seinfeld. You know what I'm saying? I'm always moving this chair around this stupid. If you have carpet, then or maybe even if you have hard floors, you have one of these stupid plastic things that you put down, and mine seems to catch my wheels. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always trying to over the stupid wheels. So I move my wheels to try to avoid that, and sometimes I still get caught. But so what do you think of that brew there, Bum?
Oh, you're not going to ask me to describe this, are you?
Absolutely, I am.
Well, off the top of my head, here's what I think. It's a straightforward American IPA, and it has just enough malt body to launch the citrus and floral hop notes straight to my palate.
That was pretty good. Now, can you close your eyes and give us that description?
Yeah, it's a good IPA.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna have to. I have not seen that one before, and apparently it's a pretty new beer.
Yeah,
I believe it's only available in the 4-way IPA variety pack.
Yeah.
Well, it was added January 7th, 2017, so it's coming up on it's just past a year.
A couple weeks. Yeah.
And the other one in that pack, which I haven't tried yet, is a coffee IPA.
Ooh.
Oh.
Interesting.
And the other ones in there are the Tropical Torpedo and the what's their red IPA?
Wait a minute. What was the name of that coffee IPA? Is that the one we talked about earlier?
No, this is a new one. Brand new.
Coffee IPA?
Yeah, from Sierra.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like maybe I've had that one for some reason.
No, it's a brand new one from them. And the other ones in the pack are the Tropical Torpedo and the Flipside Red IPA.
Okay, yeah, I'm showing both of those on here. Similar beers from the similar.
Joe,
beers
you're talking about the Stone one that you had with the red bottle.
Is that the one?
I think that's the one you're thinking about.
Okay, all right, yeah. You know what? Sometimes Stone and Sierra Nevada can get mixed up for me. Yep.
Yeah, so. This one from Sierra is brand new.
Oh, you've got Wiggle. Look at you.
Yeah, this is
empty bottle.
Distilled in Pittsburgh. Paul brought this, or Paul got this for me. My parents brought it down when they came down for Thanksgiving. This is bottled. It's 50 proof or 100 proof.
Wow. Wow.
It's 3.5 years, and
Yeah,
it
baby.
is
Yeah, baby.
bottled on 10-10-17. So it's organic straight wheat whiskey.
How did Wiggle come up on the show here, Mark? Because I remember Wiggle for some reason.
I've had it's distilled in Pittsburgh, so I've had a couple bottles of it over the last couple years.
That's the organic.
Here we go.
Yep.
Mark gonna get fucked up.
Exactly.
Just a small taste.
Mark gonna get turned. Mark gonna be like,
Yeah, he's gonna get turned. Yeah, and in Atlanta, that's proper. That's proper language in Atlanta, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
joining.
an excellent whiskey. Yep. There you go. 10 years.
That's a hell of a reference. Yeah.
You need to get down there, Bum, if you ever get a chance to get down to the tasting room. It's in the Strip District, South Side.
Strip District or South Side?
What's that? Or
You said Strip
District. Strip District.
Oh, okay. Well, Penn Avenue?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Right down there, kind of in the heart of everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
hey Joe, wouldn't you like to go down to Atlanta with fucking Mark over there and be like, he's like wobble it, wobble it, like he's just like turning.
I've had an occasion to drink with Mark now a few times, and we've had a good time, man. We went all around Albuquerque one time drinking and sharing beers, and now we've been around Denver sharing beers.
Yeah, JBF. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We've had the opportunity to, and just like you, you were talking about you and Bitter Poet and become close friends. Me and Mark have become very close friends, I feel like, over the years from that same sort of thing. Yep. Mark made beer reviews, I made beer reviews, and the beer review community was tighter then. And we just, whenever I started Share Beer, it was kind of a natural thing for a lot of other reviewers to jump in. It was the only thing like it at the time. And I took a little criticism in the early days. It was like, what in the hell, But it quickly caught on, and that was before the recording days of Google. But when we were still in the, I don't know, what was it, the
Stickam and
Stickam, yeah,
and all that stuff. Yeah,
still in the Stickam days, but it quickly become, because it was a crazy show back then, man. Whoa, it was like anything kind of goes, man. Back then it was crazy. Yeah. I had better hours for this sort of thing, and I'm pretty sure I drank on every show, so it was crazy back then. But it tamed down. And there you go. There's another transition we had to make. I used to have different hours in the beginning of Share Beer, and it was thank God in a way, because it had to, because I wouldn't want any of those shows on record. You know what I'm saying? There was but it was good times, you know what I'm saying? And then we changed to Tuesdays, and where it eventually settled down, and here we are, you know what I'm saying? But it's been just a constant, evolution, if you will, right? And here we are. But yeah, Mark is part of that closeness that has evolved, me and Mark go way back now, I mean,
we're going on 10 years, really.
Yeah. Me and Mark are going on 10 years. Yeah, we need to have an anniversary for ourselves, actually.
I am planning for a 10-year anniversary. I was thinking really romantic spot.
Yeah, now wait a minute. What is the 10-year anniversary? That's not diamond? Is that is that wood? Would that happen to be wood?
There you go. Ties in perfectly. I want wood bad.
It's been 10 years. I want wood, right?
I'm done. I'm out. I'm done.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm asking Google right now. And I don't know.
Okay. Now, Joe and Mark, have y'all ever met like in person?
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I'm,
3
that's
times.
what I'm that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we've
4 times, I think.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
literally we've actually shared beers in person
Nice.
a few times already. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's one of your reviews, Joe. You have Mark on one of your vintage beer reviews.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
2010.
Yeah.
That was yeah, that's when we drank did we drink like a whole like 4 liter of Newcastle brown ale that they sent to you? I think that was the
Yeah, we drank. I don't know if we did that on camera, but we between us we did consume that. I had just got that Newcastle. They had sent me a man. Those were the good old days, huh? Because they had sent me that. Do I still have that? I do. Hold on.
Yeah. Yep. That Newcastle brown ale. And just so you know, the 10-year anniversary is tin or aluminum. So I can give you a can of beer for our 10-year anniversary. Just so you know.
They had sent me Newcastle. This is so cool.
That was consumed by Joe and I.
This very one. God, I don't even know how many years ago.
It was 2010. So it was over 7 years ago.
And there's the dust on it to prove it. But they sent me this and a bunch of other swag. Thank you to Newcastle for that. But he happened to come right after I got it. So I was like, hello, guess what? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I mean, because you can't keep them forever. You know what I'm saying? And I had just got it, and he's a friend, and you're supposed to drink these with a friend, and hello. So, yeah, mini kegs were kind of new, I think, at that time, kind of. And
is that 5 liters? Is that what I remember that being? 5 liters of beer?
Okay. 30-day quality after opening.
Okay. Well, we had 30-minute quality after opening. That was
5 liters is right there.
5 liters.
Can.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a lot of beer.
And it's a beer tender compatible. Do you remember those little beer tender things that they offered? But this is it. Yeah, this is the actual one that we consumed.
I mean, I think we did. Did we after that? Did we review Mirror Pond Pale Ale? Was that the one we reviewed? Or the Shoots? Yeah,
it was the shoot. I think that was your first Deschutes, because if you weren't in the original 11 states that they distributed to, you could not get Deschutes.
No, that was the first Deschutes we ever had. So,
but yeah, you can still hear. Can you hear that? There's still something in there. I have no idea what that is.
Like a big can of spray paint.
Yeah. Look at that. It's still in there. I have no idea what that is, but it's been in there the whole time. And then you know, for those that may not be familiar with the mini keg system, this is what it was. And then it had a little tap that went into there, and you tapped it, and you know.
Oh yeah. All I know is Pam has told me multiple times over the last few years that you guys were drunk when you did that.
It was definitely good times. That's the actual one. I still have it because
that's funny.
And as a matter of fact, that's where this bottle opener comes from. This was some of the swag they sent me right here was from that. It was so cool to get some random box. I had no idea they were sending it, and I just went down to my mailbox, and there it was, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? And those were the days when I would get just these random packages, and you know, you didn't feel like you were gonna blow up either. But those were the days, and they would send me that, and you know, awesome. Thank you to this day. That was great memories, great times. I still have it, so just in case you want to send another one.
10-liter version this time.
Yeah, because that that was old school. Your recipe may have changed a little bit. Who knows? But yeah, I don't want to discourage you from sending brown ale. I love brown ales. It's my favorite style. But yeah, good times. But yeah, Mark's absolutely one of my really really good friends nowadays, and that derives from those early days as well, Odeed. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna head out and probably eat some food. So I just want to
awesome. Yeah, food is good, especially if you haven't eaten in several hours.
Yes.
I happen to have had some Carl's Jr. prior to starting the show, so yeah, I'm pretty good. Well,
Nice.
maybe, I don't know. I could go for some. I have some. Well, yeah, we'll see you, man. I don't want to keep you, Odeed.
Hey, hi to the Taco Bell takeout window, Odeed. We'll see you.
Nice meeting you, Odeed. Finally.
Sure. Later.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to see him, as you can tell. I mean,
that's cool.
He is definitely part of the old school review days, like the old school review days.
Yeah.
He was now, see, back in those days, nobody knew he knew about craft beer. They literally thought of him as strictly malt liquor.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out to me, did that beer tray thing, and I was like, wow. And then he put out a video on his malt liquor collection, on his what do you call it? Your storage, or his beer cellar, or whatever.
Yeah, he did a video of his beer cellar, and I'm like, holy shit.
It was like, what? I mean, not only did he have like a bottle of this or a bottle of that, he had lots of bottles of it. Like, it wasn't
he had a full 20 cubic foot refrigerator in his garage full of craft beer.
Yeah. And then he had like a walk-in closet full of craft beer. Like, it wasn't just what was in his fridge either. It was like he had this walk-in closet. And he would, so it wasn't like he just had, like, I bought 2 of these. In his case, he would have bought like 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had
at the time.
Yeah, it was crazy at that time. It was for me, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that I seen that had anything that kept up to it in those days was like maybe AJ.
Mm-hmm. Yep, AJ had quite a bit.
AJ had a serious collection of multiples of just just one of those guys that would buy 3 or 4 of a beer, not just 1 or 2.
I think he literally spent almost all of his disposable income on craft beer.
Yeah.
Because I can remember AJ taking a trip to somewhere. He was planning this big trip. And this is when he was a hardcore guy on the show. And I remember him planning this serious trip. And he was going to do, I don't know how many states, in a car.
Yep.
And he literally came back with a carload of beer.
Yeah, he went down to see Skylar down in Texas. Remember that? He did that whole loop. He did this whole loop from Pennsylvania down to Texas and back up. And he came back with a car full of beer. Yeah. It was like a 2-week trip. I mean, it was, Yeah,
and he had like
geek adventure.
Yeah, he had so much money saved up and all this stuff happening. Just super cool, man. Oh man, I consider myself blessed, man, to be
DJ Joe D.
Dropping a beat.
Beat.
There we go. Are you back?
Probably muted himself.
Just like in the first pre-show, Joe. B.
You got to be the B. That's still
Oh wow.
That's funny.
Now, will this show up on the final recorded?
Can you hear me?
Now,
we can hear you. Yeah.
I sound different, probably.
Oh,
now you're back.
We can hear you.
Wow. You went to like the fifth dimension.
whoa.
Funny. There we go. Maybe.
B.
Okay, there it goes.
There you go.
Man, what a hassle, huh?
You went into your time warp again there.
Yeah, it goes into the, where was I stuck at this time?
B.
Yeah, that's B. Hey, Joe, you had talked about beer collections, and I stumbled upon a YouTube video. I guess it's called The Cider Chick, the name of the YouTube page.
Oh.
And she has a beer cellar video, or it's a guy. I don't know if it's a girl or a guy. It must be a guy because it's a guy in the video. But huge. There's probably like 3,000 bottles.
That's
everything.
crazy.
All in the cellar.
Yeah. Now, I know we've been spending all this time talking about beer, right? Of course. Now, has anybody discovered something else that's new? That's not beer, but Diet Coke. The new flavors and the new can of Diet Coke.
I have not.
Now, I think the new can is cool just in and of itself.
So is that a 12-ounce can?
It's, I would assume, a 12-ounce can. I don't know for sure. But you have Festy Cherry, right? Has an attitude, right? The fruit flavor is sweet, sure. But this one's a little bit extra. This one has a little sass. And it's not afraid to punch back.
Ooh.
Oh.
And she still got her cherry.
You're into that kind of stuff. It could be good.
Nice takeaway. I like that takeaway. Now we have ginger limo. You know how I am about ginger.
I like Marianne more than ginger.
Yeah. Right? Ginger lime isn't your ordinary redhead. Isn't on another level. It'll make you question everything you've ever known with just the right amount of lime and ginger flavor. It's so crisp, it'll knock your socks off and make you say, where have you been all my life? Huh? A little ginger and lime in a Coke? That might be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
With a vodka, or a rum.
Yep.
Can't complain with that.
Twisted mango.
Ooh.
It's a wild child. Like hair on fire. Off the wall kind of wild. It puts pineapple to shame and laughs at papaya. Best of all, it knows it's crazy. Once you pull the tab and taste that sweet, smooth mango flavor, there's no containing it. I love that read.
Edgy descriptions here for Coke.
Yeah, that is so cool, isn't it? It's a freaking Coke, for Christ's sake. This is awesome. Zesty blood orange.
Ooh.
Crack open a can of zesty blood orange is an experience unto itself. You hear that fizz and taste that zesty blood orange flavored goodness, and your senses just come alive. You dance. You'll laugh out loud. You'll stand up on a desk and yell, "What is that? Carpe diem? What is the
Carpe diem?
Carpe diem. What?
Carpe diem. Seize the day.
Seize the day. And everyone will stare at you awkwardly.
Which is exactly what you want in the work environment.
This is exactly what you want when you drink Diet Coke, right? And then you have standard Diet Coke.
Boo.
What's their description for this? It's the one and the only Diet Coke. It's your everyday hero, your delicacy, fizzy, go-to comparison. It might have a brand new look, but it's got the same delicious taste you know and love. Oh, yeah. And it's incredibly refreshing, always.
I'm dying to know the person who writes these blurbs, how much money they make for coming up with this crap.
You know what? It's called copy. And whoever writes copy gets paid a lot of money because it's something that sounds simple and it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm. I get emails every day about writing copy, how much money I can make. So, you know.
Paul's official Share Beer wordsmith.
Yeah. He is actually. He's actually our person into copy. But it's something that once you read good copy, it sounds like, are you kidding me? I could have done that. But you can't because you'd have done it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, Paul? I mean, that's the thing. Like
all the advertising, so, you know.
like we were talking about earlier on the show, way earlier. Apparently, we've been going a long time, but like we were talking about earlier though with Joe Buck and all these other guys on TV, their job looks so ridiculously easy. But it's so ridiculously hard. It is so hard. And I think that's what people take for granted. And I think that's exactly why people tune in. If there's a hate for Joe Buck, that's exactly why they tune in, because he's so damn good at what he does. Like, I mean, writing good copy like you just read. And to me, I read that. And to me, it feels like I'm part of a, what's that series that was on for a long time? Mad Men. It feels like I was reading something from Mad Men, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But good copy is difficult. It really is. I try to sit down sometimes and think of something to actually write, you know, and just read it as I'm quote on air making videos, and it's tough. I can't do it. I would rather read someone else's. I'm pretty good at reading someone else's copy. But writing my own copy is extremely tough.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, it's tough. But if you have a little bit more of this,
Mark, that's awesome. Oh.
Now, tell us, Paul, how much wiggle is involved in writing good copy?
Well, maybe this much.
Whoa!
There, that'll work. Got rye and wheat and all sorts of stuff going on there.
Yeah, there we go.
Here's some gin.
That's a.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he's got the same bottle as I do, Joe. He's got that same organic straight white whiskey.
That is so good.
Yes, it is. Very good stuff.
But I thought I'd bring that up because Diet Coke at least has a fresh new look, and that's out of Atlanta, and we have an Atlantic connection to the show, and we have new flavors of Diet Coke. And those that are looking after their figure drink Diet Coke and mix Diet Coke with what they feel like are diet liqueurs or spirits, which are the white liqueurs, which don't mean a hill of beans, but
well, that explains my weight gain. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. If you think that because you're drinking a white spirit that you're on a diet, you're okay, whatever, you know, and you mix it with a Diet Coke.
2 liters of vodka, like
that's clear.
Yeah, I mean, if you think you're mixing,
my ass is big. I only drank 2 vodka.
I switched to like white Bacardi. Give me a break. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works, doll. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just because you drank that light rum with a Diet Coke don't mean a hill of beans, right? Like, okay. You know, but all right. You know what I'm saying? You're hot. I'll give you that, you know. But yeah, there is new flavors out there of Diet Coke, and they have a fresh new look. I would assume they're 12-ounce cans. I don't know for sure, but I would assume so. I guess I could click product information here, and that would tell me.
Yeah, those look like 12-ounce stovepipe cans.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I like the same can that the
It is 12-ounce. I verified that it's 12-ounce.
FIDY barrel age is in a stovepipe can.
Yeah. So it's a 12-ounce can. Of course, we were talking about Fanta earlier. That's also a Coca-Cola product, so that's in here as well on their website.
Oh, I did not know Fanta was a Coke product.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a Fanta is under the. That's why everybody can get it. We were talking about distribution earlier, and you know.
How about Faygo?
Yeah. I think I was getting Faygo mixed up with Fanta when I said I remember the Frosh when I was a kid. That was Faygo.
Now, is Faygo still available? I mean, I remember it.
I think Faygo is still available.
Here we go. Here's all the Coca-Cola products. Let's check this out. So this is all categories, all brands. So here you go. So this is going to be water, Coke, soda, everything. So you have, you know, Barks, you know, Barrillos, all your different Cokes.
It's crazy.
Jesus, I mean, like a tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, just look at all this stuff. Pour powder. There's Fantas. Fresca.
Fresca should be coming up.
Yeah, Fresca.
Yeah.
Five Alive. That's one I didn't realize. I like Five Alive. Five Alive. I haven't had Five Alive in years, but I remember it. Mellow Yellow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mellow Yellow I love. Not only is it a decent race team, but I love Mellow Yellow. I've seen these Illy brands. I didn't realize that was Coke. Gold Peak, this makes sense. I didn't realize that was their coffee either, but here we are. Coca-Cola as well. Minute Maid, we knew that was Coke.
Pibb.
Odwalla, I didn't realize that was Coke, but makes sense.
Mr. Pibb. All right.
Mr. Pibb, yeah. Seagram's, I didn't realize that was under the umbrella, but there we are. Simply Orange. There you are.
I've been waiting for Tab to come up. I told you. I saw Tab in a beer distributor about 2 months ago, and I couldn't believe it was still being made, but it is.
All the people that have
those old
commercials. It was like the original Diet Cola.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Backburn.
That was the original. Was Tab.
Yep.
Back in the day, if you wanted diet soda, it was Tab.
And I wonder if it's still being made with saccharin.
That saccharin aftertaste.
Guaranteed to go 3 eyes on rats.
Let's see. Yeah, Tab was Coca-Cola's company first calorie-free drink, introduced in 1963.
Yep, that's saccharin.
The aspartame that kills you.
Aspartame.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, it wouldn't be Tab without that aftertaste of that aspartame.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, it's hilarious that there's still an appetite for Tab after all these years, man. After all these years, it was the 0 calorie. There you go.
Yeah, I used to think that
for sale. I actually thought about buying a fridge pack of it, but I didn't know how old it was, so I didn't.
Yeah, there's this Zico. I've seen this Zico. I don't know what the deal is with this coconut water, but there's people boxing water now. Have you seen this? And they're charging a premium for it because it's boxed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They took it from a bottle now into a box. Okay, here's another question. Does anybody remember when they first bottled water and how nuts you were for buying bottled water? It was like, are you kidding me? Bottled water? Who in the hell would ever buy bottled water?
You know, everyone does. Literally everybody.
You don't even think twice about it, right? You're like, oh, dude, we got to get some water.
Back in the day. It's French.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't even from this country, right? It was from like another country. Perrier, and the mineral water, that's what came out first, right? The sparkling water.
Mm-hmm.
And Perrier was the leader of that charge. It was all the rage. But then you started having the bottled drinking water, and that was a big deal, man. I remember people going, are you nuts? What are you, crazy? Was that in the 80s? Was that in the early 80s?
Yeah, it was.
I remember in the 90s.
Sounds right.
I think the 90s it was like that.
I think it was wearing out because, and I'm going to tell you why. Some of the early, you're going to crack up. Some of the early Seinfeld episodes had bottled water in them.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't such a big deal. It was like, okay, yeah, you were drinking bottled water. It wasn't a big deal. So that
late 80s.
That it was the very early 90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s? Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very early 90s. So yeah, that's why by the 90s it was already kind of getting accepted. Mm-hmm. But the early 80s, man, it was nuts. It was considered like, are you kidding me? And then it kind of switched quickly because people realized how fast people were buying bottled water, and it was like, damn, why didn't I get in on some of that, right?
Mm-hmm. What I don't understand is they say they get all, like Poland Spring, they say they get all this water from the springs, but they don't get the water from the springs. They just filter water.
Yeah. It's from the municipal system.
And they just put it in a bottle. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how they can get away with that.
You know what I crack up at? Okay, now I'd like to know other people's experience because I just flew a few days ago and flew out somewhere and flew back. Is there anything that you drink on a plane that you don't necessarily drink in your regular life or drink that often in your regular life, but when you go on a what was that? Tomato juice?
I always drink tomato juice on a plane. I never drink it outside of a
tomato juice.
Yeah.
The tomato juice club on the plane.
Yeah. You know why? Because I hear so many people, and he's right, because I hear a lot of people requesting tomato juice. And I always wonder, like, God, man, am I missing out on tomato juice? Does it help with
like airline sickness or something? Why
I don't
tomato
know.
juice?
It's weird. Like, I have my thing as well. So, Paul, when you fly, you don't have anything that you necessarily order on a plane that you, even if it's in quite a while, maybe, but on a plane, you're automatically, boom, I gotta have this, or maybe one or two things.
I try not to eat anything on a plane.
Even drink anything.
I'll have a Coke. Yeah, I'll have a Coke. That's about it. But no, nothing strange.
Tom, what about you?
I eat too much on the planes. I'll order everything. Yeah, I'll take that. I get hungry on a plane, man.
Oh, you do? Really?
Yeah. Well, unless I eat before. I mean, I don't know. If I see the food in front of me, I kind of want to eat it.
That raises a bunch of other questions for me. What about you, Bum?
The question's irrelevant for me because I haven't been on a plane in many, many years. And the last time I was in an airplane, I jumped out of it.
That good of an experience, huh?
Whoa. Okay. So, wow. Let's talk about that.
It was 1992. I went skydiving.
There you go.
Oh, hey, look at you, man.
It's another story for another show.
For another show, exactly. Okay, I got you.
But that day I had no refreshments on the plane. I wasn't in first class that day.
Now I can show you. Hopefully, on my phone will be acceptable enough. But I can show you from. I know how I can show you because I did post it. I think I posted it on my Instagram. Did I post?
I got it on Untapped, but you got free beer on your last night.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't post it on my Instagram, but yeah, on Untapped I posted it. And that was free beer. Southwest Airlines.
Oh, awesome.
Gave me free beer. And you know, another time I got free beer on Southwest was when I got divorced. I have flown to Albuquerque from Phoenix specifically to get divorced. And so when I flew back after I signed the papers, I literally got back on the plane. And, you know, I don't know what it is about this face or what it is about me, but I can watch person after person after person before me get on a plane, and they'll never say nothing to them, and they look at me and go, "Hi, how you doing, sir? Hey, how you know, what do you?" Or they're gonna say something to me, right? And that's exactly it happens every time, not just every once in a while, every time. I can watch
it's because you look jolly, Joe. You look.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it happens. It's just what happens. And so that specific time, it happened this time as well. You know, I took 4 different flights, and that's what happened. And so that specific time, I'm getting on the plane, and here it comes. And she asked me, "How you doing, sir?" And I said, "I just got divorced." And she literally went, "Whoa!" She literally had to take, because she was not expecting that response, right?
The honesty was
she literally went, "Whoa!" And I was like, she goes, "Are you serious?" And now I'm holding up the line, right? Because everyone's used to this smooth flow of getting on the plane. And I'm like, "I am dead serious. I just signed divorce papers." And she was like, "You're getting a free drink."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Thank you very much." And that's how I earned another free beer on Southwest Airlines. So, yeah, if you ever get divorced, walk on the plane and go, "I just got divorced."
I'm thinking of using that my next time just to see what happens.
Just to see what, I mean, why not, right? You know what I'm saying? You're like, "Hey,
I'm thinking of getting divorced." No.
I can remember for at least a week I used that line because it was absolutely valid. It was my life. I wasn't lying, and I had proof to back it up. You know what I'm saying? I got free drinks everywhere I went that week. It was awesome. It was awesome. Any bar I walked into, and they were like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing, Joe? I've been seeing you a little bit." Yeah, and I'm like, "I just got divorced. Here's a beer for you, my friend." You know what I'm saying? Like, it was awesome. It's
like an automatic to slide the beer right over.
The amount of support for that sort of thing, because for one thing, you know, like, come on. I mean, you just got divorced, but like, it's just something that catches people so off guard. You're not used to that response. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, whoa! I'll never forget her reaction, because she literally was like, whoa, she took a step back in the plane, which is a big deal because there's not much space, you know? And she was like, "Oh my God, you're getting a free drink." And then she told the other person, "Give him a free drink. He just got divorced." And there were some people going, "Yeah." You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
It was awesome, man. Now, this flight that I took, I have to tell you, share my experience as well. On one of the flights that I took, I had 4 different flights because I had connecting flights and all this other rigmarole. Now, the guy he got on, he was a fun guy, this one particular flight. One of those guys that was real witty and, you know, had all these little, you know, funny things to say for everything. And he kept you really entertained the whole flight. And so this one time he got on there and he's on the microphone and he says, you know, "I want everyone to hit their button for the attendant, and I'm gonna turn off all the lights, and it's so and so's birthday." And he made a crown for their birthday out of the peanuts. It was so cool, man. He had put all these peanuts together, and I wanted to take a picture, but I wasn't close enough to her to get a picture of her real good. But it looks so awesome because he goes, "Yeah, the lights will be like candles," and it did. It was so awesome on the flight. The whole plane was dark, and then he had us turn on all our attendant lights, and it was like candles. It was so cool. I had not seen that before. I was like, this is badass. You know what I'm saying? And then he had one of the other attendants sing her happy birthday. I swear to God, she sounded like Mariah Carey. That lady sang so. I was like, why are you on this plane? Like, you literally need to not be working for Southwest Airlines at this point and recording records. You're so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was amazingly talented. I mean, I'm not just talking like some little karaoke talent that you hear on a bar. This lady sang, man. I mean, she was good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, this was awesome. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dilly. But a really good experience on the flight. And that's what happened with that beer photo that you saw. That's what was happening right there. That's all the stuff that can't get translated in the photo. So,
At the end of the day, you got a free fat tire.
And then I got a free fat tire. Awesome. And I've got 3 more coming, so I'm in a hurry to take those flights. Yeah.
Oh, you got 3 more coupons?
I do. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like $200 beers, but they'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Good call. Yeah, because you're spending a lot of money to get those beers. Yeah. Yeah.
Beer's better at 30,000 feet.
Right. Yeah. The altitude and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. I just have to. It feels weird to drink a beer on a plane on a flight rather that is only like an hour long or maybe 40 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited till I was on a flight that was at least 2 hours long. Then it felt more appropriate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Right? Is it just me?
Did you want to relax?
I'm the same way. If it's a short flight, I'm having tomato juice. If it's a longer flight, I could have a beer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Mark? Because they give
At least get a Bloody Mary, not tomato juice.
How about the health?
Yeah, now my thing is, and it's not that I don't drink it, because I do drink it occasionally. It's just I haven't been buying it in the store as much as I don't know if I should or whatever. But orange juice, if they ask me on a plane, what do you want to drink, and I'm like, orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Without question, just orange juice. You know what I'm saying? And I see a lot of other people on the plane getting orange juice too. I see tomato juice and I see orange juice a lot.
Yeah.
So I said,
you got your reds, you got your oranges.
Yeah, I wonder what it is though, because, and I says, you know what, I'm going to ask because I'm curious. You know what I'm saying? If anybody else has this little thing. Because I don't get orange juice. Not like I don't like orange. I love orange juice. I don't really care for tomato juice. But I just don't buy it that often. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm on a plane, if they ask, I'm like, yeah, orange juice. In this case, the one lady kind of nudged me. I was asleep, and oh, orange juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was that automatic. And I thought, I'm like, this is kind of nuts, right? It's that automatic for me. I woke up from a sleep, and I'm like, orange juice, and back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? So I thought I'd ask, just in case anybody else had that sort of arrangement, right? What else do I have here? I've got tons of stuff. We'll save some of the other stuff for another day. We'll get out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in as usual. And then with some of the impending changes coming, we've got next week's Tuesday Share Beer. So I'm anticipating having more information and more solid things. On possibly, what times we could do things. But just in case I don't, what I do plan on doing is taking like 2 weeks off of the show to just figure out what would be a good time slot to fit it in. So just in case, if you're on Facebook, I do have the Joe D Reviews Facebook page. So make sure to tune in there. Let me go there really quick on here and then share the screen with you, so you can know where to tune into. But we will definitely have a show next Tuesday because I'm on my same current schedule one last week. And so tune in here. You can see at Joe D Reviews here on Facebook. So tune in and check in there, and I'll make postings on there as far as that's going to be the best place, and I'll try to put the same thing on Google Plus as well, as far as what day and what time and all that sort of thing. But hopefully by the time this is a kind of just in case I don't get solid information. I'm pretty sure I will by next show. I should have at least my new shift and stuff like that, and so have a general idea of what if I can still keep it on Tuesdays. I mean, I really want to, but just in case, we'll have the Facebook page to go back to. All that reluctance for me to get on Facebook, and here we go. I'm relying on Facebook right now, but that's where we're at now, guys, and I appreciate everyone's patience.
Oh yeah.
Once again, and everyone.
Wherever you head, Joe, I will be there.
I do appreciate that so much. And sorry about the no more YouTube partnership program. I don't know what that'll entail for our show, but I don't know. We'll be here. I don't know. I mean, I would think if it was going to affect the show, it would have affected it right now anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not going to do anything.
Because we're the 23rd, and that went into effect on the 20th. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm due for a comment show, so I may pop in there. I'm still on vacation, so I might pop in at any day now and just have a random little comment show. So we'll see.
Cool.
In any case, man, we'll see you guys. Peace out, man. Thank you guys.
Peace, Joe. Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Bye.
See ya.